right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. It is game 1 of a best of 5, so even if it doesn't work out, you know, plenty of time to adjust and come back stronger. But both my analysts think that OG has got game 1 in the bag. Let's see if Tundra can once again prove my analyst wrong. Let's head over to a commentary duo of Lyrical and AUI.
Thank you so much, Shiva, on the panel. Yes, indeed, that is what we always want to do, prove our panelists wrong. Aoi, you looking at these drafts, we talked about it right before the start, these combos that you can get with the Naga Siren, and you'd mentioned like one of the only things that you can BKB is Disruptor Aghanims, or you can't BKB rather, so they've got the combos this game for sure on OG.
Yeah, I think it's actually the only thing you can't BKB now. I could be wrong on that, but even if you get Black Code or like a perfectly timed Ravage or Potomail, you can get BKB off. How Dota works is like nothing, like stuff happens on the same frame, but there's always an order. Nothing really happens at the same time, and BKB gets priority. However, Disruptor Eggs, it hits you during the sleep, so if it's already on, you can't get priority. I think, okay, so Seb has gone for the no item build into, I'm assuming, a fast
Ring of Health?
I would like to see the Helmet Dominator. Ice pulled out the Singapore Major and 3-3 used in this tournament to great effect. But we'll see if he goes for Ring of Health for a faster hood, because there is a lot of magical damage coming out from Tundra, or the Helm of Iron Will.
I'm pretty sure this was an Arkosh strat, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, what's Arkosh strat? The zero item offlaner?
Yeah, exactly, except it's not a Pudge this time.
Yeah, it looks a lot better on heroes that aren't Pudge, because other heroes are less pathetic and weak. But yeah, the idea is really good, right? Because regen is expensive to buy. So if you can get away with skipping it, like it's a greedy idea. He thinks like he can get carried in lane. Are they putting the... No, Disruptor's just coming for the runes. It's some bottom Tidehunter. Peter was mentioning on the panel, but you just arrow the range creep and so nullify any aggression for your opponent.
It'll be good to see that one, and obviously you can just vary out regen. You know, Soxa, if he wants to, he can just give him either tangos or healing salve. Since there is no more cooldown on tangos anymore, you can just constantly do that, at least until he gets that Ring of Health. And we'll see if they can try and punish this.
And I like this. They're starting tri-lane on OG here. They might get a kill here. Pada's done a pre-shield and he's trying to zone, but they don't know about the third hero here.
Okay. Yeah, looking for an opening possibly, as we do get a pause to start. Ugh. I mean, he still has another shield. Even if this arrow hits, it's going to be really hard to go for a kill.
He can take off the Disruptor Q for it, and you know, it was OG who paused, which I think it's an advantageous pause from Tundra, because they see that Soxa coming in from the side there.
Right.
You good?
The matchup I'm a bit curious about is actually the mid lane one, because traditionally Lina is supposed to counter Razor. I think we saw nothing in 1 second as top lane. They're still going to be battling here.
Okay, going for it. The chase forward. Maybe they're just going to stick with this. I mean, throw out the arrow, giving Seb a good start. Certainly not a bad idea. And it does look like he's doing what you're talking about, rushing that Helm of Iron Will on this Tidehunter.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think you can kick a Luna out of lane if you go for this build. Anyways, back to the middle lane. I think it was Nothing to Say versus either Abid or Carl. But he played this matchup as Razor, and he actually went even or slightly ahead than Lina because he just maxed the Plasma Field and played to do that. Normally, Lina's like sort of supposed to counter Razor. I mean, they picked it. Yeah, they picked it after the Razor this game, so they had the same idea.
Well, it certainly has sort of been a redefining of how these mids work, as down bottom 3-3s taking a good chunk of damage here just from the spam coming from No Tail. But it definitely feels like people are coming up with new ideas of how to counter out these heroes, as Fata going to connect the creep waves. So that was really good.
He ran in front of the tier 1 to grab the wave as soon as he had to read that Soxa was going to do that. As a result, like normally on Radiant, you have this big lane pull advantage where you can like deny a wave from your opponent, etc. But here he sort of nullified that. They're not even going to manage to connect the wave to the next creep wave, so this lane's just going to be straight in front of Tundra's tower.
Very nicely played by the Fata Abba, and simultaneously trying to get some stacks off at the same time. We haven't really taken a look at bottom all that much yet, but this two sort of brawly melee heroes in the Nyx Assassin and Sand King. Talking about sort of weak laners to some extent, but if they do find people out like this, might be a chance for first blood. No Tail? Oh, doesn't have Burrow Strike yet on 3-3. All right, that'll stop the aggression.
he does have 2 salves on No-Tail. He loves to buy those salves for his carry. But I think they're pretty happy with this on Tundra at bottom. They're going to get to pull to the neutral creeps, just sandstorm everything here, and get a lot of farm on 3-3.
To watch for indeed as No-Tail coming to try and contest this, maybe soak up a little bit of XP, but Snake King does manage to find him, and we'll shove him back for the moment. As up top, Seb keeps this pressure on. Talked about how strong this ability is, actually going to connect with the arrow. Ada pops the stick, gonna go for a chase down. Does have a point right now in the curse.
You know the drill.
But Skitter doesn't want to chase. He's just hit these creeps under tower. And
it
is. Whoa.
Whoa, they're in deep there.
Yeah.
And that second salve from No-Tail coming in clutch. If he didn't have that salve, I think mid lane would pretty much be over. You know, you're forced to walk back to base this early.
Well, a nice start.
It is 4 CS to 18, by the way. Tidehunter is not having a good time. I mean, Soxa's doing bottom things where you're always happy, but Tidehunter is suffering.
That is not what you would want to see, and he is just running around now, arrowing large creeps. This is the classic that I feel like we've seen a few times now with the Mirana, and sort of the lanes breaking down a little bit already. No-Tail putting a lot of effort towards mid, trying to make sure that Topson has a good time against 9. They've been able to go relatively even here, at least for the moment. 14-6 versus 13, and
for a Vanguard at 4 minutes. And that means like you can kick Nagasaran out of lane with this. I play a lot of Nagasaran, it's one of my favorite heroes, and Sanking if he has a good start, Sanking's one of the hardest heroes to deal with.
Snake King taking a lot of damage down bottom. The right click's coming through, good burrow strike. That keeps him alive. And 3-3 will be able to take back over this lane. As you mentioned, it's so hard to do anything against the Sand King now.
And normally you think Nyx, Sand King are just pathetic laners. But honestly, it's the same for Nagasaran. She's just not that powerful in lane. I mean, it's not like she's bad, but how Nagasaran lanes is you focus on your own farm. You sort of shove the wave in with like Illusions and Reptide, and you don't care so much about how your opponent is doing.
Well, certainly given a better start to the Sand King than we're seeing for Seb here. Although, again, as you mentioned, we got to keep this in context of the Mirana moving around, getting farm for herself. Is going to place a pretty aggressive ward there back behind the mid-tier 1 tower as well. And they have another one up on this cliff, which we'll see if Snake King has an idea that it's up there. Yeah, so he's going to be able to go for this D ward. Soxa getting a little bit up in his face as well. Very awkward situation there. Gonna try and go for the deny. Oh, throws out the stun. Well played.
Good stun by Snake King.
So no kills yet. A very different game from what we saw in the lower bracket finals.
Oh, and a very pivotal rune steal from Snake King as well. Oh, he's going on to 9
This is the LSA. Try to go for him. Is it going to be enough? The big arrow. Snake King looks for the stun. Not quite in range. And 9. Able to live through it, but does get the aquatic shield afterwards. Upson still able to get that finish with one last punch, and Fada dropped down low. Snake King wants to kill Thompson. This dude's alive on 26 HP.
Oh, he might die.
Should know that there's a ward there. Ooh, wait, they've got Miscoil, but don't want to turn to try and burn. Thompson gets out of there.
Oh, that's a huge play. Anytime you have these lanes, you know, you counter pick the lane with Lina versus Razor. Oh, and Soxa, he finds Fada as well. Anytime you have these lanes where you're sort of supposed to counter pick your opponent and win the lane, and it swings the other way for whatever reason, it's a huge deal in terms of the draft.
Just potentially make some stuff happen, whether it's around, you know, this Helm of the Dominator coming out from Seb, or whether it's, you know, just Thompson running in there and trying to make some plays happen, as we saw from that moment. And so many little individual counter plays, right? Like the Abba being able to purge off the Q from Disruptor, and then, you know, getting a little bit over aggressive afterwards and gaining that last right click before the damage deal wore out. But we'll see how this one goes as the runes are getting picked up, and down bottom, they do go in for the kill. So 3-3, able to make something happen there on the Sand King. It's level 7.
That was a solo kill. He just stunned and epicentered him. And it's a big deal to sort of kill the enemy support who's trying to camp the tower. Because when the support stands at the tower, they're effectively getting like a full lane of EXP and gold, right? So that kill it's basically worth as much as a normal core kill. You can see like the tower pressure coming in, and it's not like No-Tail really wants to TP back bottom. I mean, he might. He's waiting for his TP in base. But it might not feel good because they'll just dive him again.
in this moment. Oh, he looks like he's going to go top. So they're wanting to try and get a return kill since they have a feeling that this tower is going to start going down as Fata keeps that pressure on. They have the Helm of the Dominator creep, which can tank through a lot of those tower shuts too. And do Tundra want to come and contest this?
The Dire might want
Toxic has been so good at warding up Eva's jungle. This results in Thompson being able to come in here.
Looking for something, they pull back Skitter. Disruptor, pretty good here for that. TP's away immediately. Oh, the stun! The chain, it's there. They get the Skitter kill, and Fata, he's gonna go down too. So a couple quick ones from OG as the tips come out, but Thompson's starting to feel himself here in this grand finals.
And immediately, Saxa, after setting up that big play for the top, he rotates bottom, he rewards himself. He gets to take all this farm and push the lane. They noted that 3-3 TP top, you know, Abaddon and Skitter both use their TPs in that play, so they're not going to be able to do anything aggressive. Now Thompson's stealing the jungle, Saxa's catching up, and Tidehunter, even if like he's pushing that top lane, he had already done the 3-3, you know, where you send your Centaur or Troll and join them in the gank. It's a very strong concept. Tundra did get some compensation during that play. Lina was able to shove mid, sort of catch up. We can see her rise a bit through the network. And 3-3, he defended top, and he's looking like a solid wall here. But
it's
overall,
really hard.
Very good for OG.
Yeah, it's so hard to come and try and push this Sand King out, but like you said, just being able to come in and invade like this that we're seeing from Seb, it kind of doesn't feel like it matters that much because you're shutting down this Luna's farm. You know, Skitter doesn't feel comfortable here at all. 3-3 is coming to try and connect the creep wave over to the side with Sumail and No-Tail all around him. Epicenter afterwards, they just drop the ulti. Vision down on him. Down, Ravage afterwards. Is 3-3 gonna go down here? Yes, they find the kill. That is huge. Oh geez, they take down the impenetrable wall.
That's the biggest kill on the map, and honestly a little bit greedy from 3-3. He saw all the heroes top, but he just wanted to eco a little bit more efficiency. That kill does not happen under the tower. And honestly, it might not happen again if not for the center creep coming off from Seb's HOTD. I mean, it probably would have. They still had Glimpse. But again, like, the value of this item on offlaners, this item fell out of favor a lot, I think, during this last patch. But it still gives you a lot of things. Like, there was a meta where offlaners always went for Helm of Dominator. Oh, is he gonna get Glimpse back to base? He gets Barrel Strike it. Oh, he misses the Barrel Strike. Okay.
Yeah, and now it's a long walk. He's gonna dig himself up something. He's like, I don't even want this creep. Give me back to that lane. But the walk out there is gonna take too long as tier 1 will go down. And mid, I mean, it's all just being pressured right now by OG. I mean, granted, it's less than 1,000 gold lead, but it feels like the sort of pressure that's being exerted on the map is definitely suffocating a little bit. Tundra did manage to get that bottom tier 1 tower though.
Yeah, that is very big for them. It's not like this game's uneven. I think how I'm talking, it feels like OG are making these insane moves. The thing about it's just like the nature of their lineup as well, because you're running Lina, Luna cores. Both of these heroes want to farm a lot. Meanwhile, you know, Razor's gonna shove the lane in, go steal the enemy jungle. They've been very efficient on Tundra while all these plays are happening. You know, 9, he caught up on bot despite the good play from Thompson mid, and he's top network now. They're going to Thompson here.
And this is a big kill if they can find it, and they will. Laguna Blade comes out, and the right clicks to follow. Just as we're talking about how, yeah, it's not quite as clean cut as it looks. Tundra do make that play to pull it back a bit more into their favor, and now they are wanting to pressure mid, but Seb will come in and sort of put the kibosh on all that action. Still down bottom, Stoxa gets a little bit of free time for himself, trying to get into those Guardian Greaves. Skitter? Oh, arrow. Is there anything else afterwards? It really, I mean, he's taking a lot of damage. August Siren Illusion hitting him hard, but Fata's nearby. Has a pair of brown boots, but that's fine.
Did he just get that, or am I crazy? No, he just got that in his career.
Okay,
he went all those legs before boots.
Well, that's still pretty hype. Seb being just a beefcake, taking over the Ancients now as well.
And OG, they formed so many of Tundra's camps, like even Sumail getting involved. He is scouted out by a Nyx, but there was that Radiant Center where that caught top lane.
Going for it. 3-3, see if he can find this kill into Thompson again. Down very low, but not low enough. Muted. 9 gets himself away. Seb walking in, looking for that Ravage. Sumail is dropping so quickly. Do they have enough damage? He's alive on 20 HP. Another round of them getting out on nothing. 3-3 looking for a kill. Ring around the rosy. Soxa gets up to the high ground. They anticipate he's there, but he jumped down to the low. Tundra getting outmaneuvered a little bit as they lose the Luna and only get the Disruptor.
Man, OG has to be the team with the most heroes surviving under 50 HP in the world. It is constantly happening. Thompson survives, he comes back in to turn it around. He survived on like one hit. And then again, Sumail, one hit again. Like one more right click from Tundra and this game is swinging completely in the other direction. Again, it's an even game, but Tundra, that was like a big chance for them. Maybe even some beam RNG, you know? Maybe if Skitter had a third point beam instead of aura or something. It's wild.
Well, that's the difference maker sometimes. That's all it can take. And yeah, I will say it's very impressive the way that Tundra has been able to like maintain this farm level, you know, into this like very aggressive pressuring type of lineup. And 3-3 here, we'll get caught by the arrow down bottom. Will be able to burrow strike out afterwards though. So a bunch of heroes rotating in, and again, Seb, the only one that's left up here on the top side of the map, but he still just feels so free to do this.
Yeah, it's so hard to punish Seb for just walking wherever he wants. Both offlaners going for sort of more old school, I'd say, like a lot of items before Blink Dagger. I think recently the meta has been a lot of Blink Dagger's initiation on the offlaner role. But 3-3, he bought Vanguard and Travels before, you know, Seb bought HOTD and Hood. And it's more of a greedy style, so I think both these teams are gearing up towards the mid-late game.
It's fair. That's what we would want to see from these types of players as well. No early GGs in this one. Again, a spot on the line for TI, the only one from Western Europe through these qualifiers. Down bottom, they're going to go again. Invis and out of there. He's fine.
Oh, thanks.
Look at Notos, he's just walking into the enemy triangle, blocking Ancients.
Again, they already had it. I'm not sure if that other one blocked or not. They might have misplaced that one. But he doesn't deal with this because he doesn't want them to realize that he was in there. So that he spotted this observer ward with the sentry that he placed down, but just leaves it.
Okay.
That's kind of weird.
That's sort of a weird play. I mean, Notel has a very wrinkly big brain, so I don't want to question him too much. But it's not what you would normally expect. But, you know, these teams are standing in default. Nothing has really happened, but OG, they're slowly building their lead. It's 1-3K and 9K gone on here.
Looking for an opening. Can they find it? TP's out, but the arrow's there. They were ready. It's interesting that, like, Disruptor being out of the meta for so long, like, the way that this hero can change the way that you have to play, it's really hard to deal with, I think. And 3-3 is just going to try and get himself away also. Does manage to waddle out of there.
And it didn't really matter there because they had a glimpse coming anyways, but I just thought it was cute how there's a creep blocking the arrow. So Soxa and Thompson had some communication where Thompson killed the creep before the arrow was fired, just to guarantee that kill. I mean, Notel was there with the infinite range glimpse anyways. But always nice to see that cooperation from Dota.
True enough.
Sumail, he's actually gone for an SMY, by the way, not your usual manta. What that means is you really want to hit this huge shine. Are they going for Seb top?
This is a big kill. Blink Dagger reveal. Jumps right on top. Oh, the cookies away as well. Seb, Ravage on to 5. Can that get him out of here, though? Snaking, moving forward. Doesn't have the mana right now or the stun. He's looking for that next round coming in. And they get out of here, though. The Song of the Siren comes out. They all spread. Ravage is already down. The only target that they can spot right now is Skitter. Do they go on to him? They have the green afterwards. Spot up, pop back, and enough. Yes, he's living. Skitter able to go for the turnaround. The Aphotic Shield doing work, but Thompson turns now. Nine trying to make something else happen there, but the rest of Tundra still alive. Seb again getting out with 100 HP. 9 dropping down low, but able to live through it. Sumail now turns on to 9, tries to blow him up, able to find it, snaking, also gonna fall. The only one left alive is gonna be 3-3 as Sumail gets the triple kill. Very impressive showing. Blink out, does he get away? They spot him over there. You have the net afterwards. Oh my goodness. Catching him off to the side, and the delayed 5-hero wipe is going to come out from 3-3 as Thompson gets that final touch. What a fight.
And again, Seb, he's just living on 100 HP. His items just perfectly oriented towards the game. They're sort of outplaying Tundra in these fights. I think it's like right now, it was definitely OG's timing. Like if you have Naga Siren and you have Ravage, Static Link, Arrow, and Disruptor, like this entire lineup is tailored around the Naga Siren, which makes sense. It was the first two Naga Siren. It's very hard to fight into them until your cores have BKB. And both, I feel like they've gone a little bit greedy on Tundra's side. Like Lina went for the Boots of Travels and Yule Scepter. I think at the major we saw a lot of Yule's BKB, and we saw from Miracle even going Boots of Travels straight into that BKB. I would have preferred that a bit this game.
Right, it is making him a little bit more vulnerable to these combos. And I mean, in that instance, right, like the Static Storm, he still got the Photic Shield off to try and save it. Glimpse a little bit missed.
This draft, I think it's going to be 3-0. Because I thought it was so hard for them to fight. I mean, they can still win this game because Luna, you know, there's a reason why she's one of the best 2 carries in this meta right now, in this tournament at least. But it's looking a little tough for them here.
Playing a little bit on hard mode, and OG definitely taking advantage of it and making all the right moves constantly. We've seen this sort of, like you talk about, a little bit more brawly build coming out from Sumail that's allowed him to get involved in these fights maybe earlier than you would anticipate from a Naga Siren.
Bottom 3-3 might get... Nope, never mind. They're smoking up on Tundra though. They want something to happen on this map. They need to make some moves before the Beekeeper and Lina is too far away.
Look at No-Tail. No-Tail right behind. Ready to try and interrupt this. 9, he doesn't have his BKB yet, but there's the catch on a No-Tail instead. So they're going to try and find that finish onto him first. Seb still being brought down low. So kind of going on 2 separate targets, and they end up not getting either of them. Very weird moment right there. Arrow's going to be off the mark. They're bringing in Sumail now. He has Song still. This looks really bad for Tundra as they're going to catch Snake King, try and bring him down. Do they have enough? Yes. Snake King with a fall. Hobson did use the BKB right there, trying to TP out right now. Lina, but won't get out in time. Soxa cleans up Fada. And Tundra, just target prioritization, not quite there.
I think maybe a little bit of nerves, maybe a breakdown in communication, but I mean, OG, they're playing really well. These heroes getting out on 100 HP. But I think if you go back, like with hindsight, you watch the replays, you know, 0.25 speed, these heroes probably could have died with a little bit more coordination from Tundra. And that's also revealing itself in that bot fight. I think you can't go on this Tidehunter. They epicenter him twice. He hasn't even come close to dying from the initial epicenter. The Disruptor, he's a juicy 5 position there. Lina could have just walked over and right-clicked him a couple of times. But again, like this is hard. Like it's hard to play in these situations. You're in the finals of the TI qualifiers. You really want to go to TI, and
easy shot.
I mean, this is sort of where OG shine, right? There's a reason they're 2-time TI champs.
Definitely have that communication down, and whether it's whatever it ends up being, it's going to need to be a big change up from Tundra if they want to get back into this game, because 11,000 net worth lead at 22 minutes. Good. This is OG just doing OG thing, and they've already queued up and have done Aghanim Scepter on Seb. So now you've got minus armor working together with all the rest of this physical damage coming out from Naga, coming out from Razor. If they want to go into the Roche pit, it feels like at almost any point with Song up, they can do that. The game is completely free. And Tundra, they're going to try and reclaim a little bit of map composure as they head down bottom.
And Sumail, he almost has his heart finish. I don't think Tundra have the heroes to deal with the Naga Siren pressure on the map. So a lot of this game, it's going to come down to OG getting to make all the choices. Because, you know, you have more map pressure, which gives you more information and more vision, and your opponent, on the flip side, they get none of that. You see he's Q plays from Fada, he's pulling the mid-wave, trying to do anything to get his team back into this game. But they're just in such a commanding position. Look at bottom.
Oh, looking for it. Skitter, you can't get caught here, my man. They pull him back in, have BKB TP out. And that'll be enough to get Skitter away. Now, do they lose any other heroes on the retreat? Doesn't look like it. It's back to farming again, but look at who's been here already. Naga Siren has farmed out the entire jungle pretty much.
And OG, something they're doing so well that's understated this game is they're doing a lot of economical damage to Tundra. I saw Seb throw his random HODD creep to block the Ancients. They've had like 3 sentries on this Ancient camp, just shoving them in there. And you have Skinner, he's not the normal Luna. He's 11k net worth at 24 minutes. In a free farm Luna game, I think you want like 14k at 20 minutes. He's not there, and he's not going to be there until like 28 minutes. Like, he's way far behind. Yeah, sorry, I just said a lot of random numbers I've made up. They're not even real, so.
They mean things to you, I'm sure of it. But yeah, it's wild. I think the job that we've seen OG do, it's just a study in how to shut down this Naga Siren that's been so difficult to deal with across the qualifiers. All regions.
And now Naga Siren, she's just heading into Roshan. She's itemizing to be super tanky because she understands that her map presence is insane this game. So you got Hart, you got Scotty, and like, how do you really... It's not even about fighting. Because if there's a 5-on-5 fight where you get a good Epicenter, some good mix stuns, you have enough to say about Tundra to sort of take any good fight. It's about the fact that OG, they get to choose when they want to fight. You can see, like Seb, he's not under any pressure. He went for the egg in the lane there, girl. Opting to scale as hard as he can. He can just have Naga sleep for him so he can get Ravage off. He doesn't care.
Absolutely. And this is now another moment where Tundra are still getting stuff around the map while this rush is being taken. They know that this is going on. A little bit of a mix-up there. Don't worry, we're back. As it does look like the attempt, Thompson, he's right on top of Fada. They spot him, fakes out that LSA, not going to get anything from it. And pops the ulti afterwards. That is a lot of damage stolen by Thompson as Fada just gets ripped apart. Laguna Blade afterwards trying to find the finish. Thompson goes down. Oh, Aegis used, and suddenly things start looking better. Skinner, he is in BKB, and now the epicenter. Tundra trying to turn this back around. The Ravage doesn't do anything. They get the Burrow Strike for the kill. What a freaking play from Tundra. Now the turn, 3-3, getting brought down low by these Naga Siren illusions, and on the other side, Thompson, he pops the BKB, but gets turned on. The aura from Skinner with all those heroes punching him was tremendous there.
And Tundra, I mean, maybe I shouldn't have counted out in this game at all because they've come back against both Liquid and Brave, I think, from insane leads, and they're showing why right there. They're ready to punish their opponent. You know, a little bit of sloppiness, I'd say, from OG in that play, but that was Aegis and Razor's refresher timing, and they used
9, but more importantly, that 9,000 gold lead, but a setback, and we've seen leads get thrown away before. By a lot of different teams in this qualifier. They're going to need to definitely shore it up a little bit here if they want to close out this game number 1. They have a great ward in the area that's going to scout out Fada. But right now, Saksa getting hunted by Snake King. Does he stick around a bit too long? Sumail's over here, and that might be enough to separate this. So it does look like they'll be able to find that pick off onto Snake King. Good movement by OG to keep this pressure on. And now, Skitter getting chased, doesn't have Ravage, and Skitter does have BKB. But they're going to slow him down a little bit. Sumail moving into position, does have that song available. Pops the BKB, trying to run away. And that was a really good play right there. They do manage to kill off Sumail's courier, but forcing out that BKB and now getting that tier 2 tower. Really good stuff from OG.
Good? Good? Sumail, he's chosen because of the mess-ups. You can't go for pure tankiness unless you're really far ahead of your opponent. You do have to kill it at some point. Because of the last fight, I think he's opted to go for the butterfly. I think it's the right choice. He's also picked up the best item for Naga Siren, in my opinion. Spider Legs. I thought I was gonna say Quickly Charm, but apparently now it's Spider Legs. The item is just too good. He's making space, but honestly, okay.
Yeah.
BKB out.
These BKB timings, you were right. They're so strong. This type of the game.
When you're behind, the only way you can come back against Naga Siren lineups is to figure out a way to fight them. Because you can't split push. Your map is always going to be bad. But what Naga Siren's weakness is she is a terrible, terrible hero who doesn't really offer any team fight of her own. Like, I play a lot of Naga Siren. She's a timing hero. You need map control. I think a lot of the people that think of a Naga Siren would sort of say the same. You think of like your TZs or Almays. They always go for like big timing aggression. Oh, they call
Impale. They catch him. The Impale afterwards. Low on mana, has enough for the song, but the BKBs. What? Where are the BKBs? Oh, they're not going to catch him there. Oh, 9. He came in time. Pops that BKB. The Laguna Blade out. They find the finish. Sumail goes down.
Ooh, that was really clutch by 9 because I think Skitter was going to really kick himself there. He had Pike up and he had BKB up, but he didn't use either of them because he's trying to be a bit greedy for the fight. Maybe he's used to like moving with his wind lace that he had for most of the game. Honestly, it was like 0.1 seconds off getting the beam off, and then he wouldn't have needed to waste his BKB anyways. But OG, they want to play with Onaga.
He has his BKB now though, but he's gonna get caught. Is he gonna get killed? Yes. That is a big blow up. I guess that, like, you know, that, oh wait, Fada? He's in trouble too. 1 by 1, OG finding these picks. As Fada is going to give him a high five, but will be brought down very quickly afterwards. And what great recognition right now by OG to find that opening. And now looking for more. No tail. If they get Vision down, oh, 3-3's in trouble. He has his BKB for the TP out though. If they want to use it, Yule Scepter, but the BKB TP, and he's away.
They are...
Thought that maybe they were going to stick around this top side a little bit longer and maybe push that tower, but wanting to go for the extra kills instead. OG, always the bloodthirsty squad.
I think they're just constantly forcing out these BKBs, and I mean, I saw 9 during that engagement. While they're going for Abaddon, Seb was like sitting in front of his midwave, and he hit him for like a good 5 seconds on Lina. Seb did not care. The other thing I want to mention is that this Aghanim Scepter plus the Gush talent at 20 and 15 has really good synergy with OG's lineup, because Nagasar Riptide is actually 8 armor and like max, and you can get the shard for another 4 armor. So if they ever win at like any engagement, they're always going to be able to take Roshan instantly. They're going to do a lot of physical damage if they can right-click them, which they can because they have so many combo spells off the sleep.
I wonder if Sumail ends up getting the shard eventually too. It's another 4 armor.
It's one of the best shards. You definitely want to buy at some point. I mean, Nagasaki farms so fast that you can sort of delay it a lot just because, you know, you get the other items first.
Well, 9 hoping to punch a little bit harder. Finishes off the MKB now.
Smoke up from OG here.
In down bottom.
He is not in a good spot.
Skitter. And Fada's not nearby enough. Looking for that chase down. Hurricane Pike. Back out. The rest of Tundra though. Moving into position. BKB comes out. Gonna immediately link up to 9. Trying to right click him down for death. Is it going to be enough? They can't get him down. Yes, they find that kill. Now Sumail turns. Trying to find that kill now onto Skitter. What does he have left in the tank? Over to the side, no kills there as well. Snaking down to the ground, the Rabbit though, for the turnaround, and they blow up Skitter. What a great combo from Seb. 9, trying to turn now into no tail. He finds that kill, he might just be able to clean up in the back line. Oh, they did just kill for 9 as the right clicks come in. Triple kill for him. Burrow Strike tries to back away from Seb. Snake King gonna just sit there in the ground, a little pile of dirt, causing trouble. But what a turnaround from 9.
Oh my god. This Lina, she's kicked in, you know? She was tickling that Tidehunter earlier, but as soon as she gets to this MKB, this hero does insane damage. She has a level 20 talent, which means that Fiery Soul gives 130 attack speed per stack, of which you get 3. It's 390 attack speed in one skill. That's an insane thing, and with MKB, she just killed everyone. Sumail, he has 4k HP with a butterfly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is some scary stuff. And we saw there even the Razor dying while he got the link off onto Lina. If you're able to burst him down before that ends up coming out fully, it's going to matter. It's
top lane, they got no time as well here.
They find him. This combination, they're looking quite strong from Tundra, and they're chaining these kills together. Roche, a minute and a half away. So that will give them enough time on OG to catch back up.
Aeon Disca on 9 as well. So this is one of the counters to the Naga Sleep Aghanim's combo disruptor. Seb, he's still a boss. He's just going to walk in here alone.
He keeps on trying to hit those spike carapaces. That one's going to be off the mark, and afterwards they're going to connect with the arrow. Getting a little bit too close to comfort weight. Turn now on Foxa. Evil Scepter lift up afterwards. Seb, the anchor smash off. LSA going to connect, right clicks. It's enough. Fada gets the ulti procced. Aeon Disc is down as well. 9 going to have to back out of here, but they're committing for this tier 1 tower. You can see all heroes right now on this side of the map. They will take that down, and that gives them a pretty good avenue to go and fight for Roche if they can take mid tier 1 as well on Tundra.
This has been a big comeback from Tundra. They even get this illusion with the bottom. Normally you can't get the lanes out versus Nagasai with their lineup, but if you constantly kill your opponents, you can, because you know they just have less heroes to push the lane out. You get this illusion rune. It's basically like a Midas on steroids because you push every lane and you get map control. And all of a sudden, it's looking a lot better for Tundra.
Song afterwards. This is a good combo here. The Disruptor ulti's down. They have the Ravage if they need it, but tear up those 2 heroes. Those ones don't have BKBs. So a really nice combo.
Jump off to Mel mid though.
He's starting to drop down low. Laguna Blade, BKB's already out. He tries to walk away, but it won't happen. And now Thompson turned upon as well. They've got the vision, looking to take him down. Will it be enough, though? The body blocks coming in from Fata as he gets the ulti off the turn. The Ravage, that might be enough. Skinner starting to drop down low. The beam, they try to kill him, but Skinner gets away. This time, Seb Gut, it's not going to be there. They can't bring him down. LSA, and the chase continues. They have the dust off, so trying to back away. It looks like they're going to get Seb out, but fight after fight going into the favor of Tundra.
Oh, this is getting really spicy, Lyrical. Look at this. They called Saxa again.
Oh man, Burrow Strike is there. He's just gonna get shredded. That tier 1 tower's gonna go down now.
This is a team fight and Roshan, and you know, OG, they've been putting on some magic this game. Living fights with 1 HP, constantly getting out. This time it's Tundra striking back. Skinner barely living there. You know, Fata take out anything he can for his boy, shielding him, healing him, and I don't know, Nagasiren, this hero is very trash. If you don't win the game, you fall off. Like, the shard for Luna is huge there because he had it queued up, but now he's basically given 1400 gold. He has the Daedalus. He's gonna be able to go for the Satanic. I don't know if the team fights are looking simple for OG anymore. No-Tail, he's desperately trying to get his Aghanims, but I don't know, it's spooky.
Yeah, I think that like what you're talking about right there is going to be the big potential for the turnaround here. And, you know, why OG definitely never going to give up in this game. You've always got that chance for dropping the, you know, Static Storm down with the Aghanim. It's going to be potentially devastating. And if we ever get to the point, it's likely, that level 25 talent from No-Tail is absolutely insane with the AoE for it. Don't know if we're going to get there, but takes up the whole freaking screen, it feels like.
Oh, you mean his 25 talent disruptor? I mean, honestly,
yes, exactly.
The way this game is going, we might. Because look at the net worth graph. OG, they were dominating. They had this 10k gold plus lead for, like, I don't know, what is that? I can't do math. Like 15 minutes. And now Tundra, they're back. They're up 2k. Have they ever been? They haven't been leading since like 2 minutes into the game or something.
An impressive turnaround, and at least for the moment, things feeling like it's Tundra's way. But we've seen OG come back from bigger deficits before.
I think the hardest thing as Nagasiren to play against is actually Sankey's 25 talent. Because it makes it, your illusions never right-click anyone. It doesn't even matter if you have NKD. It's about the movement speed slow and just getting into this area, it kills them. And now, like, I'm trying to think, like, they need a really big combo in order to win team fights on OG, and they're looking for it here.
They've got the potential. Tidehunter, he also got Arcane Blink.
Arcane Blink.
This guy's wild. What? Seb. Thompson. They're all in this area. Oh god, a big song play is exactly what they need right now. Skitter and Snake King, they're a little ways away. You can see Tundra though, the positioning, they're all spread out. They know that's one of the few ways that OG can get back into this, and they're not giving them that opportunity for the moment.
Aren't these like sort of meme items? Like Eternal Shroud, Tidehunter, Arcane Blink?
Listen, Seb's a memer, okay?
Like they were very far ahead. No, because their understanding of the game's gonna be different than mine. But in my head, these items don't make as much sense. Like I would have liked to see, I don't know, like Shiva's Refresher on Tidehunter with this much farm. Like maybe it'll work out, but I'm very curious if like this was like a, maybe they're a bit too cocky getting ahead of this game, but they're catching Sumail getting here then.
This is really bad for OG, but potentially good if they can turn with a big counter initiation play. Song of the Siren comes out, that's a lot of heroes together, but will it be enough? No-Tail dropped it down, but nice, he got his PKB up, he ran into the Song. Sumail turns down one Snake King, trying to find that kill, but he's not dying. Ravage afterwards, connects on the floor, they try and bring him down, Snake King will die. Skitter with the turn, hoping to live through this. Thompson starting to drop down low. Nine didn't fall, but eventually he does. And now Sumail standing tall through all of this, but that talent coming in from 3-3. The turn now from Skitter. The Luna trying to carry like it's done so many times through all of these games, but it's not looking like it's quite gonna happen. He's still so tanky. They buy back on 3-3. They have to get him back into this fight. Flipping that wave, looking for the chase down. Do they find him? Yes. They're gonna catch Sumail here. The buyback comes afterwards from the Tidehunter, and now Tundra have to run. 3-3, dodging away for the moment. Skitter thinking about turning on this one. It's so tough though. Seb is so tanky. And 3-3 will attempt to escape. The fight is already won by OG, but how much more can they get? They take down that Sand King. Back and forth the pendulum swings.
my god. I was thinking, like, how could OG win these fights? And they found it. They bait Tundra into sort of a weird position, and they get this perfect Aghanim Disruptor ulti onto some crucial heroes. Skidder, he has the Aegis, but, you know, Thompson, he manages zone 9 out with Lina, and Lina, she just, I mean, she didn't have enough for buyback there, and they win that fight. They kill 3-3 twice, who's the biggest mess, and we might be seeing some Raxes going down here.
I mean, honestly, the fight lasted so long that they've got Ravage back up again in 15 seconds and no heroes. That's a dieback for Sand King.
I think they've really identified that snaking is a big problem in these team fights. And you can see 3-3, he has his courier position. They're going to pull the midway, but, you know, you have top and mid, which again, I don't know if this sneaky play is going to work off with them.
Oh, well, nonetheless, I mean, like you said, they have creeps in the base already. Snaking is back up along with Lina. Can OG manage to take these racks while Sand King is down? Can they go for more? I mean, Snake King is burrowed. So that's stunned to start. They have a lot of these cores left alive. More Sand King for 50. There's the BKB out. Jamel turning onto him, trying to take him down low. It's a lot of damage, though. Back onto Jamel, and there's the Ravage afterwards. He comes out with the static storm down on all of them. Aeon Disc, I don't know if that's going to be enough to keep him alive. As 9, with the BKB, though, able to turn this around. They turn on to Saksa, take him down to 2. So 2 quick kills. And nobody died on Tundra.
Did they re-get the gem there? I think they picked it up for Saksa as well there, and that's a huge turnaround. Again, you know, you get top racks, but you push a little bit too far, and your heroes sort of get exposed, because when these BKBs come up from Tundra, you don't have that much damage. It's very hard for Thompson to run it 9. He just, I don't know how much DPS he's doing, but this might be one of the highest DPS heroes in the game. If you can get to NKV Daedalus, I mean, you have 400 attack speed for your skill, you get all the plus damage items. He's a huge nuisance in these fights for OG, and you can't burst him because of the Aeon Disc.
And look at this too. You've got one item that Fada's been queuing up this entire game, and he's got it now coming out. It's the Aghanim Scepter. So
that's sick.
He also took the Miscoil heal and damage talent. So now, whenever he pops this, any extra damage that's being dealt in this AoE, which is all of OG's damage pretty much, he's going to be healing up the rest of his team.
It's pretty much a full nullification of damage. I mean, you're healing them like 70%. If you get a Holy Locker, I think it's something like 85 or something ridiculously high. The numbers are a bit off, but that's another counter coming out to this Disruptor Aghanim, because, you know, you can even bait your team. They can get caught in it. There's no way you have enough damage to kill them during this Abaddon Eggs ultimate. It's such a smart choice by Fada. And there's no healing nullification or reduction coming out for OG squad. They don't have the Shivas, they don't have the Spirit Vessel, and they don't have a Skadi. So he will heal his teammates. Like, they can live through anything. That's my idea of the Abaddon Eggs.
As long as Fada's not the one that gets caught,
yeah,
I guess is the biggest thing.
I mean, and Snaking, look at, he has a BKB on Nyx Assassin. He's got Aghanim's to BKB. If you just look at the damage coming from OG's side, if you are golden, they cannot kill you. They just don't have the means to right-click you.
Could use a little help.
So OG's win condition now, they have to catch Abaddon plus a core inside the Static Storm. Like, Fada has to be very careful in these Nyx engagements.
Well, he's just running brazenly in. Does not appear to care.
Well, he can be caught alone too as well, right? As long as he's not, I mean, this would be bad if they got caught here, but, you know, they're smoked now. They're feeling confident.
Oh, he doesn't have the gem. He spots all the Nugget Siren illusions now, and Smoke gonna get broken. Okay, that was a scary moment. That was a pucker for sure. But they are gonna back away, and all right, no G. I think with Fata showing there for a second, that's going to reveal that, yes, we do have the Aghanim Scepter on the side of Tundra, and for OG, yes, we've still got the Ags Disruptor. So both teams very aware. I'm wondering if we end up seeing that Ags eventually from Thompson with this refresher play.
Look at the Roshan spawn timer, 15 seconds. OG have control over this area of the map with the double ward. Sorry, what was that you asked about the Aghanim refresh or something?
For Razor, I'm wondering eventually. I mean, we'll see if they just get one on Roche as well.
Yeah, I think he wants it from Roshan. It does have the Aghanims. It's a very strong item. But right now, Thompson, he's just having problems running in. Like, he's going in, getting a link, maybe 2 links onto 9, and 9 literally stands there and hits him. And, you know, Aghanims, it doesn't really help with that. I think maybe he needs another plate mail or something, but I don't know how he... Like, Razor has to run in and commit, otherwise the hero doesn't work.
44 minutes in, what could be one of the deciding fights. We've seen a couple of them so far happen in this back and forth game between OG and Tundra, game number 1 of this 5-game series. But now Roche has spawned. OG are aware, Tundra are not. And they don't have great heroes for going to scout out what's going on in that area. We'll see if they sort of anticipate this or not. But these early Roche spawns, when you've got sort of vision in that pit and control of the area, it can really change things around and catch you off guard.
Yeah, I think Tundra, they would have appreciated a little bit of a later spawn, because look at these wards. They're so beautiful, placed by OG, and all of Tundra's vision, you know, it's sort of on, I mean, they only have one ward out, but it's on the bottom side of the map.
Also, did just see the refresher finished by Tidehunter. Goes all in for this
That's
one.
big.
So, buyback status right now, it's not very many. You've got it on Naga, you've got it on Mirana, Razor, and Lina. Everybody else, no buyback, whether from the timeout or whether from gold.
I think we'll see this Roshan fight sort of determine how this game goes. This is going to be like the biggest objective for both teams. They really need Roshan. If Tundra get it, I think they're pretty secure in this game. And, you know, OG, they want to fight around this Roshan pit in the open. The other thing that I want to mention is Sumail has actually picked up his Aghanim Scepter on Nagasar. I think this is probably one of the most underrated Aghanims in the game right now. We saw Ame use it to really great effect at the Animager, but it lets you net people during sleep and through BKB. So potentially, something that could happen is he can sleep off Tundra, you know, Fada will stay outside the fight, and then Sumail can net him during the sleep to keep him away from his teammates so he can't get the ultimate off.
Right.
Like, you have a lot of cool plays you can do like that, you know? Maybe 3-3, you sleep and he BKBs, okay, you just net him during the BKB. And then now you can 5v1 him because everyone else is asleep.
Or there just might not be a fight at all. I mean, after that timing, I think Tundra are going to probably come and check out Roche, I would imagine.
They don't have any Roshan scout though. Like, they have to commit to a fight.
Yeah, it's really, oh my god, Roche is going down. Do they have any inkling that this is going on? 3-3 is up on the high ground. He's got an opening here if they wanted to go check it, but I just don't think that they know. Down, they're in there. Ward will drop. Does he jump after he spots the Roche goes? Doesn't look like it. Oh man, what a huge gift for OG.
They still have the ward here. They're going on to snaking.
Thinking about it at the very least. Stun is out there. Sumail up on the high ground. Fata, he's all alone right now. Oh, gotta be careful. Snaking throws out that stun to try and attempt for the back way, but they already popped that borrowed time. So Aghanim's gonna be completely useless now. Thompson goes for the wraparound, finds Fata, doing all the damage. 3 burrows trying to keep it firm though. Oh, nice! Takedown, they got him! Sumail dropped one, but can they get it? Oh, no, buyback. Let's get back into this one. Seb dropped down somewhat low. They find that finish. Snaking trying to move over into position. Fada TP's out, but they get the kill on Snaking. Oh, Seb ends up falling. They had the Aegis on Thompson.
2 buybacks on OG. Ravage used. And Tundra just convincingly win that fight. Honestly, I don't know how they won that fight. They completely, like, they had such a good idea. Okay, he has Aghanims on Abaddon. We can just poke him until he uses ultimate, but they didn't combo their spells. Sleep wasn't used. Disrupt Probability was sort of waiting for that sleep. They jump on Sumail. He doesn't get his BKB off. He dies. He's saving it for his buyback, but the fight's lost by then. You know, Thompson, he's popped his refresher orb already, and my goodness, it's just Tundra. Their team fighting just looks so superior during that engagement.
I mean, and this was after like a really shaky early game from them. Like those couple of moves just felt so bizarre and not what we've seen from them previously. But now, all of a sudden, keep in mind, this was the Tidehunter that bought out for the refresher. Seb doesn't have buyback.
They should know he has no buyback if they've clicked him. If you see a big item like refresher, especially on the null 1 position, you'll be like, yeah, this guy's committed. I don't think he's farmed the additional 3,000 gold he needs.
Well, ready to walk up to high ground right now. Tundra knocking on the front door. They've already lost to Rax themselves, but there's another hero that takes them rather rapidly, and that is the Luna. Time and again, this hero has been able to pull it out when it seemed helpless, and Skidder doing it now in the grand finals. Do they stick around for more? Still 30 seconds with no tie. And I mean, his buyback was still on cooldown, but nonetheless, it looks like Tundra are going to take the more conservative approach, back out, claim the outpost, and then be ready to go for round number 2 in a bit. But a 10,000 gold lead back the other way.
The thing about this game is, I don't think Tundra feel pressure to end this game. In OG, they always have potential to clutch. You know, you have Tidehunter what the hell did I just say? You have Tidehunter with Refresher. You have Naga Siren Sleep with Aghanim Scepter on the Disruptor. Oh my god, what did I just say there? That was so weird. Anyways, but
the brain melts.
Like overall,
when we watch
I
these
think
team fights.
Yeah, this game's insane, and I don't think Tundra are feeling any pressure. Now they have another counter to the Disruptor Aghanims in the Wind Waker coming out from Lina, and you know, Golden plus Wind Waker pretty good versus committal spells.
Now, OG, again, if you can catch these guys out of position, they all have buyback on Tundra, but it can very quickly turn into a devastating lock. But find one, Noxa able to get the leap out of it. Seb throws out some more of these gushes in the retreat.
Snaking has level 25. He took to 80 agility. He's gonna be a beast.
What? Okay.
I mean, it's good. You get a lot of armor from it. So
31 armor.
Yeah, it's a lot of armor. And don't underestimate the late game Nyx right clicks. No joke, no cap.
He's hitting kind of hard there. Why not? Get an E-Blade maybe? Why not? But
that is the dream. The other thing that's happening in these fights is Snaking, he's just being such a nuisance. Like, I think I've seen a couple times where the fights are happening and Seb or Sumail, they just become out of mana because, you know, the Nyx, as he progresses more into the game, he just becomes more and more annoying with your in-scale.
That is a very frustrating component to it as well. They're trying to get to this next item now with the Disruptor. He's going for a Refresher. If he can get to that, that would be huge. Sumail trying to get to the, or does have the Nullifier completed. That one, I'm not exactly sure what the main goal is. Evils, I guess, and Wind Waker?
Shadows, take us.
Sorry, for who? I was clicking on
the
Skinner.
Nullifier. Yeah.
Nullifier?
For the Naga.
Yeah, I think... I mean, it's for Aeon Discs, right?
Okay.
So you can burst people in the Disruptor ulti. Skitter, he's picked up this Aghanim Scepter. Ooh, Nullifier does change the situation a lot. I mean, combined with the Disruptor Aghanims...
Guess what's happening to Dire?
Right, this is so tense.
They're very grouped up together. Scan will connect on the high ground. Aegis will expire. Tundra. Top lane is pressuring in. Mid also has double catapults. And you can see that OG just comfortable staying on this bottom side of the map here.
Illusion.
They're trying to get towards the AC for the Razor. 3-3 will eventually kill off this wave with the Sandstorm. But very, very tense. It's like that overwhelming team fight that you get from OG, but it feels like the heroes on Tundra just have more damage. And they've got the healing that they need with Fada.
They're going high ground here. They want to force Tundra back to their base at the very least. And
good job pulling them around.
Tundra 9. Okay. Minotaur Horn coming out.
Has that on cooldown for another 30 seconds. Are there any flickers in this game? Nope, nobody's gonna free win. That's fine.
Honestly, I don't think Flicker would be as impactful in this type of game. It's like the team fights are too, like they're too sudden with big AoEs. Like Flicker's really good when the team fights get really spaced out and you know you can outmaneuver people. Also want to mention, while OG were trying to force Tundra back to base, Tundra did go back, but Skitter actually managed to pick up an illusion rune, and you can sort of see like mid and top lane they pushed in super hard. Now they're smoking up because they have the additional map pressure. Nine can push in bottom, travels in.
They have Ags now on 3-3. Spot Seb there. Decide to go yet. That is not the target that you want to try and burst. And they are waiting for somebody to show. Gem bought by the Naga. Seb still up on the high ground. He's just being this wall in front of the rest of the team. I think they know exactly where all of Tundra is. With those Naga Siren illusions, it's going to be able to push the super creeps back again and not get a free creep wave in. 3-3 looking for somebody here. That ward plays just outside of Sentry Vision.
Okay, so for Abaddon, he's picked up the Holy Locket, which means that he heals around 420 HP per 525 taken. So effectively like an 82% damage reduction coming out to his allies. That's a lot of damage reduction, keeping its allies alive, and they caught the glimpse here. He missed another pearl strike on it.
Oh, but the blink out after the Yules. Well played. So 3-3, able to get away from that catch. And again, OG, after leading, that lead vanished quickly off the back of some solid Tundra plays, now trying to pull themselves back into this. Blink forward from Seb.
Yeah, they saw Lina TP top to deal with the wave, so immediately they want to start the fight. There is some pretty scary plays from Tundra though. If they get some stuns combined with this Luna ulti, he's gone for every Luna except the stun one, which makes sense. He has so many stuns on his team. He wants that Lysio to man fight. He doesn't have Satanic or anything. You can potentially burst, I think, anyone on the OG side. And it's 18 beams at 400 damage each.
More than a little bit. And again, 8,500 gold right now onto Skitter, trying to figure out what else he wants to get. Maybe a Moonshard or something, but it's going to be a smoke up. No G, they're holding this high ground. They have good vision in the area. Fada is going to walk up that hill. 3-3 jump. Shivas catch has gone to 1. Disruptor. It's not a bad one to get the Ag Scepter afterwards. Not going to do enough damage. Song of the Siren comes out. And the slow. They have great vision here. Fada drops one up as he tries to walk up to the high ground. Stops in. Going to have that BKB out. Fada ulti pops. They get the glimpse, and then Fada with the walk away. Things getting very awkward right now. Do Tundra want to stick around for any more? Good stun. LSA afterwards. Going to connect now, trying to bring down Doctor, but great force staff, keeping him alive. Luna Blade not going to be enough for that kill. Skitter, Fada, over there on the east side of the engagement. 3-3, trying to turn on Sumail now. Able to find that long-range stun from the next step, but they get the BKB off. Ravage afterwards, going to connect onto 2 heroes. These big ultis not really getting where they need to be from OG, and No Tail just gets exploded. Pops the refresher. Second round Ravage. Do they have enough now? They take down 1. Lina dead. Skitter still standing up on that high ground. Throw strike and Impale trying to connect, but another force staff coming from Saksa. Seb trying to live. They get a good stun there on the Skitter. Fada, Photic shield, back away. Another round of these weird back and forth fights.
Time buys back. Roshan is up in 10 seconds. Oh, look at this. Look at this read from Seb here, though. He knows that, guys, we need pressure on the map because they're going to get Roshan. We can't fight them right now. I only have 0 Ravages. I mean, Ravage on a 30-second cooldown because, you know, it's a 74-second cooldown when he's Arcane Link. That's reasonable. But Roshan, it's going down fast. As soon as 9 begins to hit this, are they scared right now?
Well, they saw Naga illusions coming in, and obviously you don't know if it's the real one or not. So Seb, he's stepping forward. This could potentially be all of it. You gotta be so wary. This is Ags, Refresher, Aegis, Cheese, everything.
10% Ravage.
They get the AC done right now. Jump, they found No Tail. He already fought back. Gets the ulti off, but now trying to get away, but the BKB is the chase down. They find the stun. They get the kill. There is no static storm in this fight, but the Ravage, is that going to be enough? 9, he got his BKB off. Right-clicking, 7 to death, as he too will fall. He does have buyback, but he doesn't have a Ravage afterwards. Will have Refresher in 10. This looks like it's going to be Tundra's Roche.
Invisibility.
And, you know, I'm sitting here with my full information, wondering why they're not doing Roshan. Of course, they have a Nagasar. They're going to sneak the Roshan, clearly showing why I'm analyzing the game and they're playing in these finals, because that's just insane. I would have went for that Roshan, lost the game. Tundra, cool-headed, despite all the pressure, despite this game being so hard for them to start, they're making really good decisions. They secured a Roshan, they secured a team fight, and therefore it looks like they might be on their way to securing this game.
Yo, they forgot that you don't get vision in the Roche because they sent the courier in to pick up the Refresher shard.
There's
and they don't have it. Yeah.
That seems like a really good item, Lyrical. I feel like some heroes could use that this game.
Sand King sent in his courier to get it, but I think that they lost vision and he had like shift queued it to go back, so they don't have that Refresher. I mean, Dota. These things get wild. Also, 3 minutes away. We're almost at that hour mark. We jump forward though. Will we reach it? Pops the BKB. They back out on Tundra as the buyback came from Seb. And Starhorn already used. BKBs. They have them available on Tundra. Fada still has ulti. Static Storm will be up when No Tail's up, and they'll have the Song of the Siren and Tundra stick too close together. Push this. I mean, the triple arrow goes out, connect there onto 9, but Fata's on cleanup duty. As Snake King preps himself for the pressure. Down bottom, Seb was keeping that lane pushed in. And they're gonna have to deal with that potentially. Arrow will go out. A big creep wave coming in top. As another one comes in mid, but they break the backdoor protection. And now moving up towards this high ground, trying to take a tier 3 tower with the slow siege coming from 9. Arrow, a little bit off the mark there again. Look at this positioning. They drop the Static Storm right on it. Snake King alone. He's trying to kill him off. He's down low and going to fall. And afterwards, the Burrow Strike kills off No Tail. Looking for more. They bought back on Nick. Ravage going to connect on the 3. Back away on 3-3. Trying to escape from that link. Managed to do it. No more refresher. Second Ravage, though. Takes down Fata. No ulti. Skinner drop it down low. Can't lift up all the Satanic. Doing so much work. Keeping him alive. The turn now on to Sumail. Snake King moves in. Finds the stun. Gets the Vendetta hit. Gets the kill. They don't have a creep wave right now, and they're pressuring it out. 3-3, EP's in on it, and that's going to keep it alive. That's 9, gets turned on, still has that Aegis up. He's going to go down once here, most likely, although maybe not. 3-3, turning, right-click, Thompson dead, Ultra kill for 9 as he dies. And now, eyes on the prize, Tundra wanting to take this game number 1. Do they have enough in the tank? Arrow goes out, gonna connect on to that Nyx Assassin, down low. Song of the Siren afterwards. What do they have? They don't have the Static Storm. This would have been perfect, but No Tail is dead. Arrow not gonna come out and connect there on the Snake King, but they turn now, trying to bring down Thompson. No more BKB left. 3-3 dropping low, but Fata ulti out, keeping him survivable. Skinner turns onto the Ancient, and the throne will go down. Tundra in game number 1.
Nani?
No, Tundra, they're down so much gold, so many times.
Dire's ban. Radiant's ban. Dire's ban.
Their aggression too much, but at a certain point,
Radiant's
meta-wise,
ban.
it's probably
Dire's
towers.
pick.
I've mentioned this a couple times, but you can group up and push towers on any minute. You don't have last pick
Radiant's
to kind of
ban.
tie it all together. I'm hoping like some.
Dire's
strong, helping out, like witch doctor kind of hero, maybe.
I also feel like you could just. And I think it's a good pick because of the reasons I kind of mentioned before. Like OG is kind of slowing down this game with that last pick Hoodwink. They don't really have a lot of catch and disable outside of the Nyx Assassin. So, and there's also a 5-position Nyx. So probably going to be a pretty slow game. And yeah, the split push coming out from probably Boots of Travel Lina plus an Enchantress Creep plus an Anti-Mage. OG is going to have a hard time, I think, grouping up.
They almost never pick tower pushers on OG. It's like one of the things, because it's almost like they don't want to take the tower sometimes because they just keep baiting you into those bad fights like over and over again. You know what I mean? Like how many times do you fight them 3 times in the mid tower and just keep losing your advantage there?
Yeah. So I like
Alright, guys.
Tundra. I think.
Yeah.
I think their cores look just much better on paper. I don't love this like no disable kind of 3-core from OG. So I'll just go Tundra 2-0.
What do you
Snake
think, Chad?
King? I don't know. Snake King undefeated Mirana come back with a 3-3
Yeah.
tie. They get their big opener. I don't really think it looks like a bad tie game after everything that's happened. Like there's not really early BKBs, right? I mean, Thompson's going to try and get his on the earlier end, but then you got 7 Sumail who are kind of susceptible. So I mean, it's easy to go for Tundra after they make that comeback in game 1, and I think I'll hop on the train.
All right.
Thank you.
Using Snake King,
Choo-choo.
undefeated Marana. Tundra is undefeated everything at this point. They haven't dropped a single game yet. Let's see if they can continue that streak and take this 2-0 as my analysts think, or maybe OG will tie the series 1-1. We're finding out together with Lyrical and AY.
Better get ready.
Thank you so much again, Shiver. And yes, Aoi, we're into this game number 2. You said at the beginning that if Tundra found a way to win it, you thought it was going to go to the 3-0 series. Do you still stand by that? Were there things that you saw from OG that sort of gave you some hope going into this game number 2? And what do you think of the draft?
I think Tundra's favored in this draft. I think if the teams play the same as they did game 1, actually, I'm not sure, because OG, they played really well for the first half of last game. My same is like, I mean, if they play the same with that type of draft and they can win from that type of draft disadvantage, I feel like they're so strongly favored that they're gonna 3-0 them the series. I don't know though. This game, the anti-mage pick was actually really good. I was thinking of like PL, but then you're picking PL into
30
Timbersaw.
seconds to shoot.
Enchantress anti-mage should actually win this lane, I think, as long as Enchantress buys enough souls for the anti-mage. And I feel like 3-3 is gonna have such a good game this series. People think that Timbersaw counters Tidehunter, and he does to a certain extent, but just because of how Kraken Shell works, the Whirling Death is not as effective against Tidehunter as he is against other strength heroes. So I think they have that going for them.
The other thing about that too is as the game gets later, obviously, Tidehunter, like Refresher, Ravage is just so insanely good, and you can see he's doing the same thing. So this is the build now. If you see a Tidehunter in your pubs with no items, either be really afraid or this dude like knows the Helm of the Dominator build and is about to kill with it. So you know, keep your eyes out for that one for sure. But yeah, the starting here, the anti-mage, a hero that I feel like we've seen a little bit in these qualifiers. So you think it's just like the mixture of the laning stage, the matchup against the Terrorblade? Is there anything that he needs to be particularly worried about on Skitter?
Terrorblade is supposed to be an anti-mage counter. You get that reflection and mana burns him. You have really high armor, and anti-mage just has like the most pathetic stacking in the game, so you can hit him really hard in fights. But the thing about anti-mage this game is I think the lane versus Timbersaw is quite solid. Like, you just mana burn down Timbersaw, and he's a really good mana void target for you later. Offline Timbersaw, if he doesn't have a good lane, he can't get to like Bloodstone and stuff. He has to go some stable tanky items, which means that his mana pool is always going to be relatively low.
That is a frustrating one to deal with for sure there. Seb gonna have to deal with that pressure coming out, particularly once the Enchantress gets a creep. Currently, they've only been body blocking that hard camp actually. So there is a Mud Golem that spawned over on the medium camp. If eventually they'll make that move over, but Skitter dropped down to 15 HP, but the salve will be passed over. And I don't know, it looked like maybe there's a chance there they could have gone in, but taking
he still had the fairy fire. He was being very calm there, not popping that too early. And they did build up somehow sort of a double wave creep advantage, which is why they were able to pressure Skitter there. Just more creeps means they're stronger in these fights. Fada, he will bring out only Tangos actually. I'm surprised. I feel like they should bring out another Solve right away. Maybe even Tangos and Solve, because anti-mage, like, you need to be at full HP in order to trade. And how the lane works is you trade with your opponent, and then you solve up, and they solve up, but they've lost a lot of mana, and you have more resources.
Sounds to me. We've seen as we're actually getting a little bit of pressure up there top, but also mid. The really good performance from 9 last time around is just trying to bully back Topson as much as possible in this laning stage, and already 11-2 versus that 7-2 from Topson. 9 definitely standing out on this hero.
Yeah, it's definitely one of 9's preferred heroes. Top lane. 33, he already has his Helm of Ironwell. And, you know, Terrorblade, he is free farming with that first meta versus no item offlaner. But I don't think 33 is that sad in this lane. He has eventual pressure when he gets his Helm of Dominator, and he's even feeling pretty good right now.
Has the 5 regen, 6 armor. It's really good to deal with that type of pressure that comes in and sort of gives him some amount of sustain at the very least. So we'll kind of be keeping an eye on that one, but likely with 2 heroes having a bunch of armor, it's not going to be a ton of action. Down bottom, things still getting a little bit testy with Skitter and Fada, as they are attempting to sort of deal with that aggression that comes out from the Hoodwink. So frustrating and annoying to deal with, and the Timber Chains through.
I just feel like bottom lane, it should be a bigger lead for Tundra here if they bought a lot of stuff in Enchantress. You don't need any net worth on Enchantress to be effective the game, at least in the lane state. And he has realized that. He's gotten the Solve and Tango coming out, but a cool ward coming in from OG, both scouting bottom route and blocking that hard camp from Enchantress.
Oh, very, very cool. LSA there in the mid lane, going to connect on to Topson, but then the turnaround afterwards, and Nidenham trading a couple of hits, be able to force back that Invoker again. And we saw Fada make the run over to that hard camp in the triangle, take away the Satyr creep, and now it's going to come back with it as the meta's popped up top. 3-3 able to back away. And both safe laners trying to deal with this pressure in different ways, and 3-3 definitely getting more farm, at least in the early part of it, as Sumail and him trading hits, looking for those body blocks. Sumail, I mean, this is such a hard kill. With the anchor smash, he actually doesn't care at all. The tail's just blocking him to nothing.
Yeah, just a combination of the damage reduction plus the plus armor from Helm of Ironwell, and even the level 2 Kraken Shell just means that Sumail hits him for nothing. No, getting arrowed here.
Oh, a chance for a kill. Right click's coming through, and first blood. On by 3-3.
And this is the best possible hero to get first blood, because how it works when you're rushing an item like Helm of the Dominator, you can sort of think to the Necro buff back when it was in the game. Is if you accelerate that timing, all of a sudden you kick your opponent out of lane that much earlier. And they are putting a little bit of pressure on Skinner now, but now he has his Ring of Health. He's feeling pretty stable in this lane.
Fight me!
Have the continual, actually Fada, just since they didn't win the lane at the start, is going off to jungle a little bit, getting these hard camps and taking them down afterwards. We'll see what he ends up doing with it, as Soxa does make the move on in, gonna get that clarity broken. And they'll end up in a little bit of a battle here. Bushwhack comes out, they have the net and the skeletons, trying to soak up some of that acorn shot damage. Topson wanted to be able to get in range there. Oh, but Soxa, does he go down? The right clicks, looking for the chase. It's not quite gonna get there.
He still has a fairy fire. He's pretty chill there. This is one of the strengths of Hoodwink, is that he just does so much damage on early levels because of acorn shot. And also, he's just 320 MS, so it feels very smooth to play him. All his stats feel honestly a little bit overtuned in my opinion. It's a very strong pick right now. Top rune. I want to get this away from Lina.
That was mid leap. They get the second leap out afterwards. And Snake King pulling it to get away. 9 looks like he's going to eat through that EMP. And the turn now onto Topson. Misses the LSA, misses the arrow, misses everything. And they won't miss on No Tail. As they find this rundown though, the Bushwhack comes out. Nice reaction. OG coming together a little bit there in that mid lane.
And 9 has no TP. He actually walked home and TP'd mid, so he's ready for the 6-minute rune fight. Snake King's getting chased down here.
Yeah, Soxa makes that move, and again, this Hoodwink, it's been so deadly throughout like all of the qualifiers in the regions that we've been watching, and again, showing its prowess.
Honestly, that was like a very weird sequence of events where you just had, they're trying to kill a full HP Invoker. He has 1100 HP with a Fairy Fire. The 2 no talisman, just a relatively tanky hero at this point. And as a result, like 9's net worth, he was doing well in lane, but now he's below Invoker. You can sort of see why Invoker's counterpick to pick against Lina, because you have high regen, you burn his mana with the EMP as he's doing now, and Cold Snap is a great tool against him.
And the Bushwhack, long range, trying to bring down 9. The right click's coming through the urn. Is it going to be enough? LSA, but dead. Soxa attempting to escape, and as a Fairy Fire, he's fine too. Lina, after such a good early game, she's just getting wrecked. And the person making all these moves is Soxa. He is absolutely carrying OG through this early game. Look at these wards like that they place down too. It's just like this little triangle, and then also back behind the tower, they see everything.
I feel like there's a little bit of a weird disparity here. Like, where's Fada during this? He's playing Enchantress, probably the strongest roamer in the game. They didn't really win. Oh, big rotation for 9 bottom. This could be his catch-up.
Okay, that's what they needed. Seb gets caught out, and Skidder pairing together with 9, able to find that kill. Exactly what they needed.
Oh, and they're chaining this. Fada, he wants to get active here. He smoked up 9. And can they kill Invoker now? This seems like a little bit of a hard kill. They do have a Dust on Fada already.
They have the net too. Enchant trying to get into position there for the net into Arrow, and they will find it. Arrow comes out perfectly in time. The Bushwhack get a little bit of separation though. Do they have enough? Trying to find the finish. A couple more punches, goes invis. The right hooks come through, and they get that kill. But Saksa hoping to find a little bit of retribution. No Tail's moved in. 3-3 is here too, but he doesn't have the mana for Ravage. I don't know if they clicked on him or not. He's just body blocking No Tail. Everybody in the mid lane, with the exception of Anti-Mage, as the Infinite Shot goes out, trying to take down No Tail. Still not enough mana for the Ravage, and the Illusion almost kills Snaking, alive on 11 HP. As they chase them down, and it looks like with the body blocks, takes back over the Mud Golem.
Radiant's bottom tower.
What about the Hurl Boulder? It doesn't go for it.
Yeah, just 8 heroes in the middle lane at 8 minutes in the game, as we expect in normal Dota. Snaking, he hasn't had more than 1 lead charge for like the last 4 minutes of the game. That's criticizing Fada's early rotations a little bit there, but he pays it back with dividends. You know, he's part of the play. Well, not really, to kill the Timber Saw, and he smokes his leader very quickly. They get tops in. I think he might also block the smoke coming in from OG. They want revenge here. Maybe.
Well, they have a lot of people though. 9's in the area too. And Centaur lifted up along with Fada. The bushwhack afterwards. They're going to kill the Ench. And Skitter realizing has to get a little bit spicy. Oh, the turn? A chance. They have the hook stomp afterwards. Can't connect on the Seb. Able to timber chain through. So a trade there of both supports each other's lives, but it's going to be Seb that's able to try and put the pressure on. But a good play here with the Helm of the Dominator creep, which is going to be keeping the creep wave off of the tower on the bottom side. Or
that's an Ench creep. The Helm creep is
so
at
many
top.
creeps.
There are so many. Just a lot of Ghost Push coming off for Enchantress and Tidehunter with this build. They really want to kick No Tail to the top. You cannot let the enemy 5 or 4 just sit in this lane, and the Helm creep is going to scout them out here. They have a stunned arrow, maybe?
Good impale.
Structures must have been
Able to interrupt. He is going to stay up there. Tundra
Radiant's bottom
going to try and keep that pressure on now, and the mana burn. So annoying to deal with as this Tidehunter does have a soul ring, but they are going to mount this pressure here. Nobody else showing up at the moment.
There goes Radiant.
Meanwhile, Sumel, he pops meta, takes a free bottom tower, he's chilling. You know, Seb had a pretty good lane, and now Seb's just going to come top and defend this tower. This is a huge map control move from OG. If you can ever take the enemy safe lane tower and defend your own, it just creates this a lot of disparity in the map, like the map, I don't know, map control?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And now terribly, he's just going to farm all of this area. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage, he's sort of stuck farming waves as they push into him. Can't really go farm against Timber Saw.
Ooh, Laguna Blade thrown out a little bit wild. 3-3 again, not quite there with the mana. No Tail chasing down 9, trying to find that kill. They buy back. This is double Centaurs as well. The Ravage will come out. They connect now onto tops and tries to get range. Hook stomp number 1. Hook stomp number 2. No, the bushwhack. Interrupt, but hook stomp number 2 comes out afterwards. Arrow gonna connect, but Seb able to block it. Thompson still living through it. They take down Fada, and 3-3 just has to back.
Radiant's top tower.
9 couldn't stay strong in that mid lane, and they end up punishing OG, looking good and Snaking. He just came back to life. Brought down again. 9 hoping to find something, but he's already used his Laguna Blade here. They will kill the creep wave, but Seb, not deterred. He's gonna stand there and tank it.
A little bit of space for Skitter there, but OG, they're just running them over. That was the Ravage expended, Laguna Blade. Even the first Potomo is a very valuable ultimate, and they got nothing there. Sort of, you know, Snaking, he bought back, by the way, and he just dies back instantly. It's a long respawn. OG, they're getting map control, but the gold, it's still pretty even here.
Might want to mine that top tower.
This is that stomp of Fada. He's gonna get the Arcane Rune. Able to dodge away from the bushwhack, but well, he's gonna be dodging away from this one. As Thompson finds the last touch there. These supports just get hurt on top. One for him. 3-3 dies. Also, OG. All across the map, they're connecting with these kills, making the right plays. And again, it is space for the Anti-Mage, but it's Anti-Mage trying to get in towards that Battle Fury, and it's feeling like it's going to take Skitter a while.
I don't know if he's going to be able to stand against the terribly timing. Like, honestly, at this point, I'm already thinking about like how the high ground defense goes for Tundra, because OG, they have a lot of tempo in this game, and they do have the Alacrity Terrorblade. It might not be a high ground defense, but it's the same concept when, you know, you're fighting around these objectives at tier 2s, tier 1s, and Roshan. I mean, it has to be off like bursting a hero with Ravage Arrow and Lina spells, but it's looking hard, honestly.
Anti-Mage, he's not the type of hero that gets an item and puts pressure on your opponent to help you come back from behind.
That is not really the game plan there. It feels like if there's going to be moves to be made, it has to be around like 9 and 3-3, doing some big stuff. And you talk about like being able to push this Terrorblade out of lane with the Helm of the Dominator creep. 3-3, they haven't taken that top tower.
Do you see the mid wave for Dire here? 3-3 has stacked up multiple waves with his Helm of the Dominator creep, just so that they could protect mid tower.
Oh, whoa.
And now there's going to be a triple wave here.
Yeah, it's coming in between the tier 1 and tier 2 right now.
Okay, so those were actually the top creeps. So you hold all the top creeps
down bottom though. They catch Skitter. Oh no, they won't get him. Bushwhack afterwards instead. They're gonna find Snaking yet again, but will he die? Meanwhile, the Ravage for the turn. Who's deciding to go on? They're trying to kill Thompson. It's ambitious, but is it gonna be good enough? No. They can't get him. And now the rundown 9 hoping to escape, but there's nowhere to go. All of OG grouped together and taken down Tundra. What a finish.
Look at this move from Summel. Instant fight into TP mid. He's going to chase away 3-3 and then hit mid tower. This is the best meta you can ask for. Kills into objectives.
Really nicely played there. 3-3 is going to get ran down. Doesn't have anywhere else to go. Seb finds the final touch. And they are just getting stomped in this early going.
This did happen last game, and look at top lane.
It's true.
Anti-Mage, he's trying to catch up. There are like 14 creeps here, but OG know this. Their objective come here is just to stop him from farming all these creeps.
Skitter does a little do-si-do action, but Seb moving in. Fox is there also. Skitter's just AFK farming. They're clipping the wave on him right now. Oh, all he wants to do is hit some creeps, but they won't let it happen. And this creep wave, I mean, it could go the distance. This is going to be a lot of pressure. It's not just hipping 3-3 who started all this mess.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this wave, it was supposed to give Anti-Mage a ton of farm. But instead, it's just, you're just building up a huge wave. Timbersaw, he tanks a tower, and now you still have like 12 creeps here to do damage to the tier 2.
Yeah, this is problematic right now for Tundra. Do they have, God, they still have a minute until Ravage is back up. It feels so impossible to fight without that. But at the same time, like, you can't just let them take this tier 2, which it feels like they're thinking about it. And yeah, it's already in there. Mana Void. Oh, all right.
I like that.
Soul Skitter. That got him his Battle Fury.
Mana Void.
Farming Mana Void. Who would have thunk
Yeah, but look at Fada. It's 60 minutes in. He's level 5 on Enchantress. 0-6.
Now about to be 7.
Well, 6-6 there, I meant, but good.
There you go. Yeah, it's
he's just.
Radiant's gone.
I don't feel like Enchantress really had impact this game. Like bottom lane, I feel like he had to buy more souls, and then there was like they got all roamed on the map sort of by a hoodwink. But I don't think this is what Tundra's game plan was. Maybe a bit of inexperience on the hero. Maybe something happened, like the breakdown of how they talked about the lane was supposed to go, but it just hasn't really worked out for Tundra this game at all.
A 3,000 gold lead into the favor of OG. Not insurmountable, but this is the type of lineup from OG with the Terrorblade that can take full advantage when you start to get a little bit of your lead and then just never let go of it. So we'll see what they need to do. Your thoughts for them and like objectives over the next couple of minutes for OG? Do they just sort of keep the pressure on, or oh, wait a minute, 3? God, I mean, they keep on finding Seb in this series, whether it's the Tidehunter last game or the Timbersaw this game, and it's really difficult to take this hero down.
Yeah, he's done a good job in both games, just sort of positioning himself where Tundra want to farm. And I think the timing for OG, like the goal here is to prevent the enemy team's net worth from increasing. When you're ahead, it's better to get more ahead by preventing the enemy from farming than just farming more yourself. Because like gold disparities mean more, you know? Think about I'm 50k and 15k and you're 10k compared to I'm 25k and you're 20k. The 15k versus 10k is much more compelling. And we can see 9, he gets caught again bottom.
Yeah, the right click's coming through there. Ooh, arrow. Laguna Blade, a chance for a turnaround. No tail, doesn't have anything left in the tank to help his buddy. So they take down Thompson, a really big kill.
Snaking.
There's
the bottom
just...
Wait, did 3-3? He dragged another creep wave to anti-mage mid there, so he got both top and mid waves. If you farm 2 waves, like 2 waves every 30 seconds, it's basically farming like 1200 GPM or something ridiculous. He's accelerating on anti-mage like crazy.
be a problem here. And I mean, the thing about this too is that, like, Tundra have been able to keep some pretty good vision out there on the map over the last few minutes that have enabled this type of stuff to happen. But they are going to eventually chase down and kill Snake King. So they find him bottom. Lead staying about static.
That was a good turnaround, to be honest. OG were pushing towards 5k right now, right? And now the arrow, it's sort of gone up on the graph because, you know, Antimage, he's just out-efficiencying them because of 3-3s pulling with the HOTD. And then the turnaround kill of Evoker, like, that was huge. 9 was about to not have a game. They catch the Enchantress, it happens. Just a boy trying to defend his tower.
These things are, this is the life that they're gonna lead now, it feels like. But yeah, it's definitely the avenue back into this game is all through Skitter. He has to be the one to carry them here. They scan right where he was. Skitter, Alina, Courier goes right by and tops it. They get caught, but not enough afterwards, actually. Now the bushwhack, Skitter jumping away, trying to escape, has Blink back up in a second.
Moment of silence
For the escape, but he's solo, gets the Courier kill, actually, but eventually will get brought down by that Spear Vessel. So a good catch there by OG. Managed to catch Skitter.
I was mousing over Thompson's Code Snap range as he went towards Lina there. I think he was like 50 range away from getting Code Snap an additional kill. But Sakta, he's caught snaking. They caught meta.
They're falling apart right now on Tundra. Sunstrike goes out. Is it going to be on the mark? No, not quite. Snaking able to escape. I mean, I guess this is what they need to do, but they just keep on bleeding kills.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing like cops and robbers right now on the Tundra side because you can't fight your opponent at all. They're too strong when they're together. But the problem is you're running around the map against an Evoker and a Nyx Assassin who are hunting you down. And Smell, he popped meta, he doesn't get to kill Snaking, but they just use it to get another objective as they go for Roshan here. Alacrity Terrorblade, always a classic.
Wait a minute, look in the Dire base right now. In the Dire base, they're trying to snipe couriers with the help of the Dominator creep. Not letting them get in there.
God.
Anything at all to slow down the game. That is unbelievable. I mean, they're taking Roche at the same time, but they got him on control command right now.
Did he get any? He got two, like, he got No Tails Courier with this range creep. Dude, this has to be so annoying because something that I really love about Dota is Dota as a game is inherently... Oh, wait 1 second. Top's just catching Snaking top here.
Hello, friends. Oh, he gets the arrow, though. Run away, Snaking, but he is in a world of hurt.
Yeah, he's not even bothering to use his last sleep there. But one of the things I love about Dota is the game is so complicated that a lot of the reason why top players make a lot of mistakes is there's just too much to do. If you added additional elements like, hey, I can't use my courier normally, I have to send it around the side, oftentimes it can lead to sort of like unforced errors from your opponent. I mean, I guess in that case it'd be forced errors,
right? But
the same idea. And man, Tundra, they're behind, but they're being so annoying.
They really are. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, they keep on catching these waves with the Enchantress. Oh, will he get caught again? Looking like he's gonna go 0-8-2 here. As the break, Tornado lift up, does get some heals afterwards, but ends up dying. Oh, Courier, back in the base, looking for it. One more punch, comes through. Oh, but he got into the fountain. Able to lift through it. Back and forth it goes.
Look how the Courier has to move. He has to dance on the top side. Who wants to go back to kill a random range creep, right?
This is the craziest thing. Do this in your pubs, honestly. This is going to be amazing.
God, this is insane levels of creativity coming up from 3-3. It's so cool to see plays like this because, you know, even though they're behind, you can really see, like, Tundra, they came back 3 times from over 11k gold deficits in this qualifier, despite going 7-0 until maybe this game. And you're really seeing now, like, even when they're behind, they're eking every advantage. But OG, they don't want Tundra to have that chance. They want to go high ground now. Alacrity on Terrorblade, Metamorphosis with the Arcane Root, they're looking really strong here.
Yeah, you can do the Q plays, but it might not be enough in the end. They do take back over the Terrorblade illusions with that enchant. Yeah, but the tier 3 tower is going down. Seb is up there tanking for him. Arrow does connect. And Fata gonna back out again. Sharpshooter not gonna be on the mark, but Fata gets hit by the Sunstrike. Not enough for the kill. Another Courier goes down. No tails this time. but buildings are falling, and that is definitely the bigger objective. They're trying to kill another one. 3-3 out there on the map. They're not even in the base. They're just hunting couriers now. Fada dies. Meanwhile, Skinner just keeps on trying to go for the AFK farm play. They have definitely given up this Rax as they'll take down 9 to boot. But in the mid lane, they're trying to pressure this mid tier 1 tower. They just completely gave up that Rax. But they do have another cut of the creep wave here. Fairblade Illusion getting taken by the Enchantress and then pushing out top lane. Backdoor protection is up.
A rare micro mistake from 3-3 because he actually had a creep dragging this top wave, and the creep wave just magic kill. I mean, he did kill, like, he was doing 16 things at the same time, so we should forgive him for this. But they do eventually get the creeps, and without backdoor protection, they're going to take the Rax. Honestly, I think they took that through backdoor protection, so it's not like 3-3's mistake did anything. Sumail, he's just so farmed. He has SY Dragonlance Scotty and over half a Butterfly in 24 minutes.
Is impressive and terrifying if you are a Tundra fan or a Tundra player. But Sumail, definitely the king right now of the net worth, and looking to try and find a way to close this out, most likely around that second Roche. Still has the Aegis for another minute. We'll see if they try and do something else in that time period. But smoke up. Oh, 3-3, they do have that Ravage. Put although on the Aegis Terrorblade. He said still a minute away. 9 gonna try and slow this down a little bit. Big wraparound though. 3-3 and Snaking are looking for that back line. Jump forward, finds Fada. 9 gonna pop that Laguna Blade, looking for a jump. They have an opening. Thompson right on top of him, killing off that Invoker. Huge kill. Sumail, they're trying to leave him for last. LSA, a little bit of kiting going on, but it's a Terrorblade. He is terrifying.
Bottom tower.
Seb there to protect that TB as he jumps pretty aggressively in there, and the rest of Tundra, they're gonna back out. It was a buyback from Thompson. That might be enough for them.
Right now.
That was 2 buybacks from OG. Notel and Fada also buying back during that fight, and you know, anytime you're behind and you can force out core buybacks on the enemy team, it always, in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, guys, we have a chance. If we clutch Thompson again, they're going to be down to core hero, and I mean, you can be the most farmed hero in the game. You can't 1v5 in this patch without allies. You will get kited, you'll eventually get halberds, you know, it won't work. You need allies to stun them and disable them so you can hit them. Much like Snaking's getting stunned and disabled into his death talk.
And that was, again, just pulling these creep waves. They have Fada taking over illusions, and then they've got Snaking pulling the waves. They got another one as Skitter tries to take that one down towards mid, kills the wave, runs away from Sumail. They're being unbelievably annoying in this game on the side of Tundra. Like, I don't think I've seen something like this before in a while.
This is giving me the good old Cloud9 vibes, you know? Fada channeling our former team's energy. I'm loving it. I mean, honestly, from my perspective, having played a lot of these games, I think it's very, very low percentage that they win this game. But I thought the exact same thing about game 1, and they pulled it off there. So, I mean, he's just hitting title.
Yeah, tried to TP out of there, but Nyx was right on top of him. So another catch there by OG. You can see the highest net worth at 25 minutes, 7th highest for him. So having a pretty freaking good game on the Terrorblade, if we say so ourselves. Definitely the time to do it in the grand finals for a TI spot.
Yeah, and this isn't... Oh, Skitter, he got caught here. He has no TP.
Oh, they also kill Fada. It looks like Skitter's going to be okay. He's backing out of there. Can they pressure this at all, knowing he doesn't have a TP?
The thing is, if you don't have your TP, you can't push lanes effectively. Like, just not having a TP takes away a lot of your network. Normally, he would like to be Epic Ancients, farming his 27-minute items. Hey, OG, look where their wards are. They're ready to deal with the rats, you know? There's no aggressive wards. I mean, they do have one bottom. But they're placing their wards just to deal with what Tundra is trying to do.
They do finally, oh, interesting. They do finally have a creep wave mid, but it's dead now. Backdoor protection disabled as up top there's also a wave shoving in. So yeah, the rat-tastic plays are finally going to have to be put on hold for the moment.
Just smoked up here. They have Ravage. They want to find Thompson. They know if he has no buyback.
They spot him. There's the big jump potential. Do they go for him? No! They get the tornado. Catch Thompson. Too much on that mark. And the sharpshooter not quite going to connect, but a really good play there by OG to stop that pressure. Round 2, jump forward, Ravage. It comes out, next on top. LSA, they bring him down. Sumail, he gets exploded. He doesn't have buyback either. Dev getting caught now. Can they kill him off? Tundra haven't lost anything. The chase down continuing. Oh, and I think the 3-3 dropped an Ironwood tree to break his Timber Chain. That was really nicely played by Tundra as they explode the Terrorblade.
All right. They like.
Are we getting a repeat?
I can't believe they're clawing their way back into this. They bursted a free farm Terrorblade with, like, what did they just popped their BKB on Dina and they just killed him. I don't know how to word it otherwise, and all of a sudden, OG, despite being so dominant in this game, they might be still at the golden age with the momentum. It's swinging.
Looking for a quick pick there, maybe getting a little bit grasping at straws for the moment as they tried to blow up Snake King, but it doesn't happen. I feel like we've seen this story before, Owie. Cold Snap there, tries to catch onto one. They will get the pullback. Tornado afterwards. Arrow not going to connect. Only a 3,000 gold lead.
I need to know in this game, like, how much gold the Couriers gave them, because it's very possible that these plays are only possible because of, like, the general net worth that you get from Couriers. Couriers are undervalued in Dota right now. One Courier snipe can often be the same as, like, killing a tier 1 tower.
Look at the little Courier, the little creep heading out on its mission. Thompson.
Oh my god, it's still there. It's you. What is that?
All right, take 100 gold. You know, you gave us some with the Couriers. We'll give you some back there.
But like 100 gold to scout an enemy in their base is worth it, you know? Like, you're never really, the opportunity cost is very low for Tidehunter here. It's just such a beast play because it's so much attention, it's so much thinking power.
Thompson.
Ooh, he would have to get arrowed here to die though. I think, ooh, they're setting up on him though. They want this.
Yeah. Thompson though, recognizing the potential there, is going to back out. Moonlight Shadow now, and then the retreat. It's wild though. All those little plays starting to add up a little bit here for Tundra. But will it be enough? You still have, like you said, this free from Terrorblade. And when he starts punching people, it hurts. Vision 9. No Tail right on top. Has BKB ready. Not gonna connect. BKB for the turnaround. Laguna Blades finding that kill on a No Tail, maybe not quite. Popping the mech afterwards. Have to be wary. Sumail doesn't have a BKB. Gold 3-3. He has Ravage, but they're waiting. Looking for an opening. In some trouble. They get the lift up there. 9 gonna EP back home. Fada gonna die, and 3-3 also goes down. So they don't decide to jump with that Ravage. And now BKB delivered for Sumail in a moment here, at least. It's on the Courier. Roche, how far away? 30 seconds.
They don't use any of their big spells on Tundra, so they might potentially still be able to contest this Roche. And meta is going to be down. So despite OG winning, I mean, that was a good fight for OG. Killing 2 heroes there. You do have a little bit of a timing window coming up for Tundra. Maybe if Skitter can split push bottom, force a bad TP, we might see like another miracle happen. Because honestly, Tundra winning team fights in this game is honestly a miracle to me.
I mean, look at this. They're just waiting. They know that, like, this is the timing with the Tidehunter dead, that they want to take the Roche. It's going to spawn right now. And no vision in the pit at the moment. Oh, it looks like they're going to get away with this one. Tundra not able to get there.
AM even. He's just being annoying. Look, I think this read from OG was perfect because even though, like, they don't know when Roshan's gonna spawn, right? If it spawns a minute later, they're gonna look silly in there. But they understand that if they do not get this Roshan right when it spawns, they will be vulnerable. Now, because you have this Aegis, you're sort of compensating for the fact that you don't have meta. That, I don't know, Seb used a lot of resources, it doesn't matter or something. They used Cataclysm. The Aegis covers for all of that, and now, you know, Tundra, they wanted to fight there. They smoked out for it, and they got nothing.
Smoke plate coming in from OG. Snake King, the one that they're going to run into, drops the triple meteor, and No Tail with the stun right on top. Exactly what they're looking for. Would have loved a bigger kill, but I think they're happy with that one. So we'll have a pause now from Fata.
That was Snake King's gem.
Ooh.
So he ran into the Nyx, but Nyx was uphill. And that's, I mean, they got this gem because they realized that they need to win every single fight in order to win this game. So you're investing, like, the biggest investment you can make in Dota, it's probably a rapier, you know? But gem, to a lesser extent, is the support version of that, where you're saying, if we don't win this fight, we're going to be hugely behind. We need to take this risk. We're behind. Take some risks and come back. And I mean, now OG, they have full map control and a gem. All these wards, not that they have any, are going to get completely dewarded.
Furthermore, it's going to give OG that confidence to know that we can play that aggressive way forward. We know that they don't have vision of us, and sort of have that confidence to take the fights on their terms. So it's looking like it's a dangerous territory right now for Tundra. OG, 11,000 gold up, and some of that from the gem. But are you feeling like the anti-mage is actually starting to come online and become this hero that we were worried about for OG in the draft? Like, does Skitter have the tools that he needs to take these fights?
So what I thought about anti-mage in this game is I thought anti-mage Enchantress was going to win their lane. I thought they're going to trade cells for a lot of Timbersaul's regen, his mana, and then he's going to be able to pressure that lane. And I thought Timbersaul would be way lower farm. The fact that Timbersaul has so much farm is a huge worry for anti-mage, because I've actually seen games where Timbersaul can outscale an anti-mage. Like, regardless of the TV matchup, Timbersaul, once you get to Aghanims, Bloodstone, etc., I saw it specifically, I don't know if it's at TI or a major or whatever, but it was like Moo Doda on the Timbersaul, killing anti-mage solo over and over. And then you put in the fact that Terrorblade is, like, conceptually a good counter against anti-mage, just high armor, reflection against anti-mage, a lot of physical damage. It's looking really hard for Skitter to carry this game. However, like, I mean, they won that mid fight that I thought they couldn't do. They won last game, which I thought was completely over. Like, Tundra, they've been pulling some, like, skamazes out of their bag this tournament, and maybe this is one of them.
Goddamn memer.
I
love you.
I can't communicate like normal humans, so I have to talk in memes. That's the only way I can do it. I've
Look at
been
this.
playing Dota for the last 15 years. I have nothing.
You know what? If it works, it works. I think everybody listening has a good understanding of what you're talking about there. I mean, it's what it's felt like. Like, just how the hell do they keep on winning these fights and making these comebacks happen? But the question becomes, is it just one step too far in this game too?
So
Can
I don't
OG
think
pull it even?
anti-mage can carry this game. I actually think Lina can. Like, last game, Lina was doing so much damage. He was chunking like some 6-star Tidehunter in a few seconds. 9 just finished his MKB. That's a lot of damage against Terrorblade. They're going.
Jump forward, Ravage tries to find it. Blow it, that's off. Oh, Thompson didn't stand a chance. Sumail drops round 1. Oh, they found the right speed to get right. And the chase down, Sumail doesn't have BKB available. The right click come through. How is that the fight it takes? Sumail does manage to get out of there, though, it looks like. Thompson with the buyback is there for the help. Wow. What a swing. But the question is, now round 2 of this, you don't have Ravage available. Can OG just brute force this down? They don't have meta. Wait, they do still have meta. Okay.
They have meta, but they don't have BKB. Is it like the worrisome thing? Some random arrow into Lina spells, like, they're scared right now in OG. They use 2 buybacks.
It's really, really scary. Looking for that tornado opening. Finds Fanta. Bushwhack now on to 9. He doesn't have his BKB either. They start to take him down. Cataclysm comes out. Able to get away. The Yule Scepter alive on nothing. But Skitter in trouble. This arm jumps out of there. They lose the range rack. Sumail now with that alacrity turning onto melee. But they don't want to give this up. Sumail finds a double kill onto Snake King. He's from downtown finding the punches. They got Laguna Blade back up. How long for BKB? 7 seconds for Sumail. He needs that little bit of extra time. They're looking for an opening here with an LSA, but they won't be able to find it. OG sensing no Ravage. The BKB comes out in time from Sumail as the chase down continues. Do they have anything left in the tank? 9 trying to live, but it won't happen. Sumail with the ultra kill, playing the carry, turning on to these tier 4 towers. They try and blow up No-Tail, not enough in the take from Skinner as they set their sights on a game 3 with the series even. OG, they're gonna run it down, find themselves Skinner, and try and finish this one out in style. No Ravage, no answer. OG, they're tying it up. Skinner tries to find some last gasp here for anything at all. 3-3, doesn't have Ravage. Gets eventually buried into the ground, stunned afterwards onto Skinner. They focus back all of their attentions onto the Ancient now, and that is going to be about all she wrote. So they might think about diving the fountain for no GG out on this one. The buyback comes again from Snake King. Arrow out there, but it's not going to happen. We're all tied up.
That game got real spicy real fast because Tundra, they had this great read on the team fights. They were able to take these fights that were insane, ravaging the right heroes.
Dire's banned.
I'm really worried about her.
Radiant's banned. Dire's pick.
Stop staying mute!
Radiant's pick. Radiant's pick. Dire Lion.
Drow Ranger.
Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds. Dire's ban. Ten seconds to go. Radiant's ban. Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds. Dire's ban.
It's good for either team.
No-tail with the illusions being spammed out with the Zeus and everything.
Well, it's something.
That I feel like it's gonna be really hard for Tundra to
Time to
actually
pick
get that
some of
first
these
jump.
folks.
They're gonna hear this panda or see this panda somehow, and OG are just so good at that, like the collapse where they just like fall back, and then as
10
that ultimate's
seconds to
ending,
go.
they just jump back in on top of you, right? This looks like a very hard game for Tundra to me.
5 seconds.
Anything to add to that, Peter?
Hopefully we'll see some epic back and forths on paper. OG for sure, but as these last two games have showed us, it's anybody's game.
Yep.
Anybody's game. Well, whoever takes this game will be on match point for these grand finals. Of course, winner goes to TI10. Will OG be able to defend their title? Will Fada captain his first squad to TI? Let's see who gets to be on match point in this third game of the grand finals with Lyrical and AUI.
Good.
Thank you so much, Shiver. And yeah, Owie, I'm looking at this draft. The panel seems really convinced it's like a complete and total outdraft here, with the, struggling for the Terrorblade. They have some great heroes against it. Is there any weaknesses that you're seeing in the OG draft at all, or is it just all looking good for them right now?
I think this is a really big updraft by OG as well. I echo the exact same sentiments that Peter shared. I think they should have picked Timbersaw at 16, like for their third pick. And like they didn't pick it because they were scared that Thompson would play the Drow Ranger mid and they get a carry that's good for Timbersaw. The thing is, I mean, you've broken draft structure by first picking your carry. You're going to lose some draft. And right now, like you have no stuns. We saw last game, they early picked Sumail's Terrorblade. They had Nyx, Hoodwink, and Invoker to allow them to right-click. This game is like only on the Brewmaster split. Maybe with some Solar Bind, but I don't think it's enough. They don't have the outscale against Drow Ranger and Zeus, two heroes that specifically outscale Terrorblade. So the onus is on them to sort of control this game and win it fast, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
All right, well, we'll see if they can exceed expectations here. It's a team that's been able to do that multiple times, and OG with, just the experience of playing so many freaking games, drafting so many times in this best of fives. They've been able to come out with a couple of different, arguably, could you say 3 draft wins so far?
I would say so. I think they've out-strategized Tundra pretty hard. In this series so far. I think Tundra, I don't think they expected to win game 1 or 2 based on the game plan. Honestly, like, it was 1-0 for Tundra. I don't think Tundra felt comfortable in the drafts. I think OG still felt good about that. It's just some play stuff, and you sort of want that to happen. You want to be playing well, and like you want to be messing up easy things to correct, I should say.
That's fair. Well, we'll see if they can sort of outplay their position yet again as we go into this game number 3 now. No-Tail again playing on the support. Naga Siren has the Orb of Venom, a couple salves. Mirror Image, he's ready to go. 1-6 in the qualifiers. The lone win was No-Tail against Nigma.
Good.
All 6 of those other games are on core though. So on support, I think it's 1-0.
Okay.
So if Tundra do win this game, I think it has to be on the back of 9's Winter Wyvern. This hero is typically pretty weak in lane, so maybe they'll make something happen, because I don't know how the lane goes for Zeus. I've literally never seen this matchup. I don't know if it's ever happened in a high MMR pub, but I should see Winter Wyvern like farming really comfortably in this one.
Up top, we've already popped Metamorphosis. Skitter doing some nice damage there onto Seb, but likewise taking that Timber Chain first, and they're trying to keep whatever pressure they can. This Mirror Image start is kind of annoying to deal with. By the Naga Siren. The illusions just start giving, you just run them down a little bit there. You can do some body block stuff as well that goes well, but he's going to pull this wave, No-Tail, and actually going to take it to the right because of that play that we saw last time. Can Fada connect him? He actually lets it go. Okay, weird stuff in the laning stage. It's a classic. It's what we've seen a ton of times, and they're going to pull it back.
This is good for OG because Skitter committed Metamorphosis, so now he only gets to play 1 clean wave on meta. I mean, it's not like it's too bad for them, and Fada, he does prevent them from going around and denying a wave there, but it's a cool play coming out from No-Tail.
There are other lanes that exist. Right now you can see down bottom, Snaking playing on the Coddle with 3-3, taking that Thunderclap at the early goings here. Curious what his build ends up being. This is a hero that definitely has found some like revitalization around the Aghanim Scepter and all that fun stuff. Currently, I think that he has the Helm of Ironwill coming out again. So Tundra just really believing in this idea of a Helm of the Dominator creep early.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see them use it a bit more cohesively as a team this time. Last time he got Helm and he sort of just played alone. I think this item should make you strong enough to like put pressure on your opponent. But so far, like Sumail is having the lane of his life. He's 10 to 6 now, and 3-3 only has 3 CS.
Yeah, this is a tough one for him, definitely. Sumail keeping that pressure on, finds the deny there. And you can see that Snaking, in the moment at least, is just farming up that small camp.
That's pretty cool. They got the lane equilibrium, right? So what you do as a safe lane against the enemy pulling it in front of the tower is generally you use pole camps. But Snaking, he just blasted twice. He gets his level 2 off it, and the lane is going to stay in front of 3-3's tower for probably this entire lane. I would say blasted like this, of course. Not sure about this one.
Yeah, 3-3. They want to ensure that they got that range creep. Takes a lot of damage for the trouble, but Soxa actually is going to get chased down a little bit here. Does have another Earth Spike back up, and 3-3. I think he might be dead here. As the right clicks come through, Sumail draws first blood. They have the Hex afterwards, and Snaking also will fall. But Sumail, a lot of damage to the creeps. And meanwhile, up top, they also take down Seb. So both safe laners, a chance. Looking for it. 9 chasing underneath the tower. Right click's coming through, but it doesn't look like it's quite enough. Ooh, Splitter Blast. Stay close. Soxa down bottom. Snaking able to find that finish. So there's just massive action all around the map right now.
Yeah, and just a little bit of overextension from Tundra in the bottom lane. I think they really got baited by Soxa. He was like sort of manning up against a lot of creeps, but he understood his limits completely. There is this huge wave. Typically, Caudal pressures carries really well when you have a lot of creeps on the tower, because you can just sort of blast them. I think 3-3 is going to pull the next wave.
Played by him. Soxa gonna eat a Illuminate Blast right there as they try and keep the pressure on to Sumail. Definitely not a hero that like loves farming underneath the tower with the creeps hitting him constantly. But in the meantime, 3-3 throws that Cinder Brew out now onto the creeps. They'll the immolation and eventually get killed off. And Soxa, another Illuminate Blast coming through. Will it quite connect? Not on the mark. So they're doing a good job after a rough early game of keeping this pressure on.
Yeah, 3-3, he's just playing his standard Dota of making the lane as non-Dota as possible. Pulling waves, anchoring your opponent, just doing anything, just like in last game, to be as annoying as possible. And honestly, it is working out for him, because you can imagine, and the CS is still horrible, right? Like, draw 28 to his 11. But you can imagine, if they got double killed and he wasn't doing this stuff, this lane would be like 100-0. He's even going to drag the wave all the way in front of his tier 3, so he can deny a wave from Sumail.
Whoa, long walk. And I mean, at the same time, you're seeing that, you know, Timber, he's getting his levels right about on the same mark as what's going on with the Brewmaster. So he's also not doing great in terms of CS. Mid has been very even. Thompson and 9 both getting after it here as they're almost to level 6. There are more stacks that are built up in the jungle for the Radiant, though. And you can imagine that those might get taken eventually by Seb as a little bit of a catch-up mechanic, because we've seen these Timbers do time and again.
Yeah, I think OG's identity in a lot of this qualifier has been getting those stacks off. I'm honestly, it's part of the reason why I'm surprised he didn't take Timbersol, because he has to be one of the best heroes if he has a good lane at going in and just taking all of your opponent's stacks. But we'll see, like, Tundra, they do have some idea of a Timbersol lane. They shut him down really hard in this lane.
Fata taking mid. As the reaction comes, they find that kill. Snaking will get a return onto Soxa, but the bigger one is 9 going down and killing Fata. He was trying to TP back out and away, and
No,
he was
he
just
was trying
too low.
to help he uses TP, but Thompson, he pops the ulti and he just kills Wyvern. That's Wyvern using his first curse. Just a good rotation from Soxa. Coming in behind the Winter Wyvern, they catch him.
Just like that. No tail, gonna pop the mirror image. A lot of illusions. So many of them mid. Does have 3 points up in the Splinter Blast right now for 9. Talk to me a little bit about this Winter Wyvern mid. What's the strength of it? Is Snaking's gonna run away from all these no-tail illusions?
The main strength of it is that the Egg Nims is one of the more busted upgrades right now. In the last patch, or maybe the patch before that, it just got given 25% move speed upon activation. It refreshes the Arctic Burn duration, so you're constantly slowing and doing percent damage. And Wyvern, he just has like this good 50 damage time. Arctic Burn is one of the best spells in Dota, and I know this because in the ability draft, it's picked very early all the time. I mean, you can, it's like a weird idea, right? But ability draft is just how good the spell is independent of the hero, and Arctic Burn is up there.
Well, it's something to keep an eye on, as if they can get to that unimpeded, and if 9 can make it to that point, could start to see some pretty strong performances here. Particularly, you know, against the tankier heroes that we might end up seeing later on, whether that's the Timbersar, whether that ends up being a Nagagoin. Well, I guess it's not going to be Nagagoin for anything really, because it's support, but we'll see.
We can even see Knoxville in our stats chat. He said that Winter Wyvern's first spell, Arctic Burn, is 60% win rate
which is the highest from impact from standard deviations of any. I don't know what he said. He said
Okay, no, you can.
It's the best spell in ability draft. He said, I dropped out of college. I'm uneducated. You can't say these words to me.
That's fine. We'll get through it together. You saw right there as well, Seb getting level 6 and now feeling very confident in this lane. Skitter still staying up here with Fada, interestingly enough. Are they going to try and keep him in this area?
Radiant's mid
He's
tower
TPing out of there.
I mean, Fada will try to drag the creep wave off.
9? No, he's going to try and go toe-to-toe here with Thompson, but was already taking a ton of damage there. The lightning bolts just bursting him down low.
Thompson does have that ultimate backup, so he has to be a bit careful. Fada's going to try to just sort of sit top and absorb any EXP that comes in, but it's very scary. I mean, he's playing against a Timbersaw and Naga Lucius Scotto, and they managed to like create a double wave to hit this tower with.
A tier 1 starting to fall. We'll see what Fada decides to do. Similar story as though not the double wave is down bottom. They have that Helm of the Dominator creep going for the wraparound with 3-3. He's also got that ulti up. Won't quite be able to connect there with the Illuminate spam, but Snake King trying to queue it up again, and Saksa catches him, spots him, Solar Bind. Oh, moving on in with the tornado, slow and steady, it burns him down, and Fata will die up top. So both supports going down in a very interesting spray there. Not sure what that one was, but managed to trade off supports again. Very even.
Last game, what the big difference maker was that Seb was able to take this top tower and then TP bottom to defend it. But I think they've got enough pressure this time on 3-3 that it's just going to be a tower change. Yeah, you can even see Fada comes up top. He doesn't want to let this tower die for free. If you can drag the creep wave off the tower against Timbersaw, it's not like he has any real tower damage. It's only the creep wave. Fada's going to drag this wave, maybe even to his Terrorblade in the jungle, and defend his top tower that way.
Nobody is coming down bottom to defend this one. 3-3 looks like he's going to get it for free.
right now.
As Fata, and also that you can see here, Fata's connecting this up with the Terrorblade illusion. So you're still getting farm on Skitter from this, all the while he's, over on the other side of the map in his own triangle at this point. But they will kill off that illusion, and now Fata taking it on another trip. We'll give the high five, and eventually end up dying. So big rotation up top to secure that tower. Tundra, they've already taken bottom.
And I think Fada's really happy with that. He saw all these heroes, he got a lot of EXP, he's going to be level 6 with the book. And now there's the space for Terrorblade to play Terrorblade Dota. Oh, they want to go. He used meta to farm Ancients, and they're chaining it into a play mid. They have the Brewmaster split, they have the Helmet Dominator, they feel strong.
I mean, meta's about to wear out. They want to fight this. Thompson's in the area. They're using the last bit of this to try and get the tower down, but as meta wears off, will they come to defend on OG?
There's a wagon here, so even just forcing OG to sort of sit around and defend. But, oh, curse!
Winner's curse? Chase down, Splinter Blast dead, no song. Nicely played there by 9 to find that. And now, with this Helm of the Dominator creep that's turned into a melee creep, it looks like they're going to get a significant amount of damage onto this tier 1 tower, maybe even claim it.
They're just killing the tower. They do get the deny on OG.
They're looking for more, thinking about it. Slow down onto Sumail, but the Hex and the back out, that Gust saving his life.
You know, we were saying at the start that it's really hard for Terrorblade to right-click people, but maybe the Solar Bind, like that was a big, strong drought. Solar Bind combined with Arctic Burn. Like if 9 just tags off his opponents once with Witchblade, which he's going for, or Aghanims, maybe that's enough for Terrorblade to be able to right-click. This game is, like, my understanding of Dota, it's hard in these games, you know, because this is so different than anything I've personally experienced. Like mid-Winter Wyverns, some Naga Siren 5s, no real stuns on Tundra, but a ton of like slow disables. And maybe their read on the draft in the game is completely different because they're not looking out of this at all. I thought this game would be way easier for OG.
Well, they are, at the moment at least, staying very even. An OG with a slight lead. But I guess that this is also a question of, like, at what point does OG's draft start to really come online? Were you expecting it mainly to be around, like, the Timbersaw getting that tower taken? Or do you think it's more so when, like, a Lion Blink Dagger comes out? What's sort of that moment that OG are going to be looking for?
Win together, slay together, slay together.
Well, they're a bit too far from Lion Blink Dagger. I mean, the one weakness of OG's lineup is that none of the cores really make moves, right? Like, they're okay sitting back and farming half the map,
But if you can't make moves, sometimes it gives too much of an opportunity for your opponent to open up the game. Like Drow Ranger, she's not going to run at you. Same for Zeus and same for Timbersaw. Timbersaw, he's going to shove his face in, but it's not like killing you in the same way. Honestly, I think a lot of it is because of how well Fada and Skitter were able to combine at top lane. Like, they destroyed a Timbersaw who had the counter pick onto Terrorblade. I mean, right now he's okay, he's caught up in farm a lot. But, you know, they've taken 2 towers, the map's opened up, and I think Skitter's feeling pretty good. He's comfortable using meta to just farm because they have so much map control.
Oh, 9. Playing things very dangerous there. Popped the Arctic Burn to farm, and now is going to TP out. Soxa reveals himself.
TPing on the smoked up creep from Tundra. They want to fight here.
Interesting. Okay. Sumail, they are going... Ooh, there's a couple different places he could end up at. And they spot him over here. Sumail, gotta be careful. They're right by a tier 1 tower. This is dangerous. TP's coming in right afterwards. Sumail trying to buy some time with that gust. Can they kill him off in time? Sumail down low, dead, and they get the lift up on Inaga, so no song to turn this back around. Seb trying to focus now onto 9. He's brought down low, using the area, able to get the rundown and that kill. Fada now trying to back out. They've already used the Bruce split. There's nothing else left in the take for him. Soxa will go down. Snake King looking for the big Illuminate Blast. They've still got that creep in the area, but they have lost 2 apiece, and it looks like Fada also going to fall. So the final tally ends up being a 2 for 3. Caveat is that Terrorblade's still farming during all of that.
And Drow died, right? Like, this is going to be the carry this game. I mean, maybe Zeus is sort of the carry. And even like Seb, he can scale really hard this game. But again, I think they're happy with that from Tundra. I want to point out what 3-3 did that fight. Because most players, including myself, you know, you have problems playing the Brewmaster ulti. But instead, he stomped Naga when she TP'd in into a lift up. So she could not song and save Sumail on the Drow Ranger there. It's just incredibly good, precise micro. And even though it's a 2 for 3, I think they're really happy with that engagement.
Of course, waiting for their timings on the side of Tundra. Got this Witchblade that's going to be coming out eventually. And Terrorblade, in the meantime, going back for his Sanjin Yasha. We've seen that Scotty timing be something that's very scary as well. Sumail, will he get the time that he needs to get to those items? So we'll have to keep an eye on it as Hurricane Pike is queued up for the moment. They're trying to invade a little bit and just make OG feel slightly uncomfortable. But the same type of thing is going on up top as Seb and 3-3 with Snake King are sort of squaring each other up, eyeing each other up. 3-3 is going straight into that Aghanim Scepter, so nothing to keep that silence off of him.
I think he's pretty much just going to play at range with the Cinder Brew and Primal Split. You even see in his build, like, he has a max Thunderclap because he understands he's never really going to go in to use it. I wanted to say, like, I'd like to see Tundra. Oh, they're going on to Brewmaster top. He has no TP straw.
Doesn't have anything. 3-3 is super dead as they run him down, go for the kill, trying to get the KS there on Thompson, but nonetheless, that's Thunder God's Wrath down for a little bit. Maybe he was worried too about like people coming in there, and you know, if you get Bruce split off and the rest of Tundra's nearby, that could have been a turnaround. Detail. Solar Bind, pushback, Song of the Siren, and are they trying to
want to fight this?
Okay, they have Gust, ready to go. Fada gets slowed. That Seb is in the area now. Fada starts to drop down low. 9 is there too, trying to keep Thompson out of the fight. And they bring him down. God, look at the damage out from 9. He absolutely wrecked him there. But he doesn't have Arctic Burn back up, and it's a Hex out from that Lion. Meanwhile, Timbersaw going to get lifted up as Snake King gets the pushback. Sumail starting to drop down low, and he goes down. So they keep him out of the fight on 9 for a little while, but now No Tail with no song, there's nowhere left for him to go either. Now look at this. No, Sib, he's stuck on that little cliff there. He's going to come in and try and take down the rest of those stacks, but he's lost a lot. The rest of his buddies are gone, and the right click's coming through. Will it be enough to kill him? This dude is mighty tanky. Right now, sitting with 46 armor, but they will back out. Sun comes out now onto Fada, able to find that finish. But they got the Drow again.
Yeah, and another good metamorphosis and good fight for Tundra. I think 9 in that fight, he managed to hunt down Thompson, just him and 1 Terrorblade illusion, sort of slowed him down and ran into Zeus.
Mid-tower.
Good for them, definitely. Right now at this point in time, Tundra They are hitting a lot of things, but still need an answer for this Timbersaw. Currently the highest net worth in the game, and Seb has just gone for this build to make him so difficult to kill. Queuing up that Sanjin Kaya next.
Right now, I think he's pretty much unkillable for Tundra's side, just because Lotus Orb is going to take off Arctic Burn and the Witch's Blade from Winter Weapon. But I think as soon as Magnums finishes, you can't... I mean, you can purge it once, but he'll just hit you again and reapply it. And then they'll have damage. I think Tundra is sort of waiting for that. But he's in there deep. He's just a boy, off on the journey.
This is just the Fada classic. Oh, and look, the Helm of the Dominator keeps soaking in the damage. Fada getting away on nothing.
And he just baited on Zuso.
Right? Easy.
Oh, they catch Saksa bottom.
Down bottom. Oh, man. And again, look at how close he is to that Blink Dagger right now on Saksa.
This entire game, I was thinking they need to kill Saksa bottom. But I'm just like, they don't really have stuns to do it, you know? From like 800 gold to all the way to now, he's sort of sitting in that bottom lane, farming it up. But nah, he just takes it into his own hands. Solo killing him with the Winter Warrior. It's sort of showing why, you know, they showed it last time. I mean, everyone was sort of, is this hero broken? Is it just strong? Was it good just that game? I think he's showing a lot of prowess on this hero, and it's looking scary.
Absolutely. It's, you know, if you can find these supports and sort of accelerate your game, it looks really good. As up top 3-3 gets a round and a salvo of Seb spells. Currently, what is he now? What, 3,000 gold behind? But they're throwing out the little Harpy Stormcrafter. Silence. The rest of the team is coming over. Seb is gonna fall. The chase down is coming, and he's taking a lot of damage. They pop Metamorphosis for this one. Pearl Boulder comes in and going to connect, and from downtown, Seb tries to get a hold of the Song of the Siren, though. Keeping him alive. Wait, but 3-3, he's on him with the Panda. Trying to chase. Who do they find? No Tail, still escaping from this one, but the rest of the team is here. Winter's Curse, back off cooldown in 8 seconds. They could look for a turnaround. Metamorphosis is still going. Do they want to fight anymore without their Timbersaw? It's a bold proposition, but oh gee, they're a bold team. Looks like they're not going to go for it.
Oh, that was so close. I want to shout out to Nine right there because he actually waited until Seb used his Lotus Orb. He slowed him just with the Splinter Blast, just so he could get that extra damage from Arctic Burn and the Witch's Blade. It almost made the difference, but Nota just coming in with a clutch TP into Song. I'm assuming he TP'd. I think he did. But yeah, they barely say Seb. That would have been a huge kill because anytime you're playing one of these tanky heroes, Bristleback, Centaur, Timbersaw, if you're like sort of going too far and an enemy punishes you, it's not even about the kill, it's about like the fear that strikes you. And now OG, they realize the enemies use Metamorphosis, they used Brewmaster ulti, they're going for Roshan. They're not going for Roshan, I lied.
They were going for Roshan, Snake King right on top of it. They finally have a hero that can kind of scout Rosh with that Illuminate Blast and getting a little bit of vision from it as well. But it does look like towards mid, they're running. Oh, they also have an Alpha Wolf right now. And this is, scary stuff.
Do you see Seb's HP? He just got chunked by just a Witch's Blade and Arctic Burn. I mean, he did not notice it or off it right away. But he actually doesn't have any magic resistance. He thinks he's playing against, you know, Brewmaster, Terrorblade, supports that don't do that much damage, and Nine, he's pumping out DPS on this Winter Wyvern.
All right, well, looks like they're having some real lag issues right now, but the game about ready to go back and get underway. So a couple other things. We've got ourselves 3 points in Ensnare for Naga Siren as well as the Meteor Hammer. The rest of the team wrapping around right now. Lion, newly minted Blink Dagger. Zeus has this Octarine core, so he's just going to be trying to spam out as many spells as he can. Question is, how are they going to take this fight? Are they even going to take this fight? Coddle isn't even here, and he's got Mechanism. And on the other side of the map is Terrorblade with no meta.
I think Tundra are just going to spam them here. They have a lot of spam between the Cinder Brew, the Splinter Blast, and it's not like... See, they don't know about Sax's Blink Dagger. So in their eyes, they don't think they can get jumped here. But I think OG, they're gonna get some kills here. Like Seb, maybe the reason why he's not Lotus Orbing it off right away is you bait them in a bit close. Like OG's the type of team I think who would want to make those plays like that. That's why they always live with like 100 HP. They're always baiting each other, right?
It's fair. And to be honest, though, also, like with this pause, it actually probably helps Tundra a lot. Like the timing of this one, and like, you know, thinking a little bit about, okay, you know, Lion, he's been farming for this long, there's a chance he could have Blink Dagger or something. I want to see what their response is, if they just back out right afterwards or what ends up happening. But regardless, we'll keep our eyes on it. The other thing actually is the shard coming out for Zeus afterwards. So getting his little jump away action to get some escaping. I mean, he's still going to get chased down by Wyvern, depending upon how these fights go.
And it's a pretty good slow. It's 100% for 2.5 seconds. So if Wyvern's the one who's closest to it, maybe you can just use it to just get a bit away from it. And here we go back into the game.
9 backs out a little bit, gets to the other side. They're going to pop that glyph. And hanging out over here, throwing out the spam. Seb hanging onto that Lotus Orb. The wrap is coming. Toxa looking for an opening. Meteor Hammer down and Tower dead. Fada, is he the one that gets caught, or is it going to be 9? Do they jump? They catch him. Aphotic Shield's not able to get out. Ooh, the silence down low. 9 trying to live. They get the Winter's Curse off though. And able to turn this back around. They take down Zeus. Huge kill, and nobody on Tundra dies. Seb trying to get out of there now. Fada will end up falling. Get her now looking for the chase. Seb drop it down real low with the reflection, with all the right clicks coming in with that Arctic Burn and the Witch's Blade. But it does look like he'll manage to get back. So they trade in the end an Abba for a Zeus, but they also lost that tier 1 tower mid.
That was without meta, without booster. I think Tundra are really happy about that engagement. I mean, the thing about Tundra's lineup is they have this huge power spike coming up in 200 gold with 9's Aghanim Scepter. Seb is not going to be able to frontline versus that item. I mean, he's going for BKB now, but that puts him sort of on a timer in the fights. He doesn't have any. I would really like him to pick up Cloak in this game. At least something to mitigate how much magic damage is going to come up into Wyvern.
Where's those neutral items at? Let's go. You need to grab yourself a freaking Nether Shawl or something later on.
If you got a Nether Shawl, that would be cool. He does have, like, you can't really be mad about getting Essence Ring. But I think Nether Shawl would have been really good this game.
Now that Aghanims is completed now.
And he's going for the Silver Edge Nyx as well.
Ooh.
It just lets you get good curses off. We can even see last fight, Thompson got 100 to 0 from a curse, 1 right click from Wyvern, and a Splinter Blast. He just died. That's your mid hero with, like, sort of, I mean, I was going to say high net worth in this game, but he's actually quite low.
9. They have to pop the ulti right now to get out of there. No Tail, is he thinking about turning onto this? Oh, no Meteor Hammer, but he does have the net. 9 tries to back away, net comes out. Slow and steady attempt here and a kill. 9 in trouble, drop down low. Soxa, he has that blink ready, jumps in. Oh, with the juke, unable to get away. Oh my god, I can't believe they didn't get that kill. And towards mid, they're going at the same time onto Seb. Trying to find this kill. Another pause. You hate to see it. That's not great. We got some misclicks going on as Wyvern is going to DC.
I think they're having some internet issues. I mean, it's an online qualifier. It happens. Really unfortunate this happened to they're all disconnecting it. It just sucks because they're playing so well, but spikes are going to change the game for you a lot.
Yeah, that is a problem. 4 DC'd now, and they are going to start to reconnect. So, I mean, it's good news that at least one of them is staying in there, but it seems like it's just sort of stuttery internet, and they're reconnecting to trying to, like, refresh everything. You know, you should trust my opinion because I definitely know nothing about the internet. And how it gets into my computer, which is definitely also what happens. But regardless, hopefully they'll be back in here in a moment. We can start this back up again.
Really unfortunate. I think Tundra, they're in Poland at like. Wait, what just happened?
That was weird.
You in?
I'm still in it, yeah. But there was like some weird flash that went out. It's like a glitch in the matrix going on. Spooky.
All right.
Are you live?
I believe the leg. I'm lagging apparently. So.
All right. Well, we're back into the game now, so hopefully you can keep your eye on what's going on here. But it looks like OG they'll get away with Seb. Was that another meta use?
Yeah, it had to be. I mean, they do have a cool combo where you can just keep following your Terrorblade and Chakra Magicking it to reduce the meta. Wait, he's still in Metamorphosis. I just can't. I can't see it because I reconnected. It looks like he's melee and throwing out these random mobs.
It looks
and
like
they are going to be that.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have Aghanims onto 33 now. They have the Aghanims on 9, but they don't have the meta, so their timing has now become a bit weird. honestly, good play by Seb from like sort of, he's playing aggressive, but sort of towing the line where he baits out the metamorphosis, makes the enemy think they can kill him, and they can't. So now their timing sort of falls apart.
So what does this next dream fight look like for OG? Because I'm seeing all these big items come out. Like you talk about the Ags, both for the Wyvern and for 3-3, and you know, obviously the Scotty almost completed. But what's OG looking for here? I think
Naga Siren's the bursting the Auto or Brewmaster. Really good.
Do they see him? So they see inside the pit.
You can't see that creep, but it can see inside the pit. There's a line. Oh, they get to see it now.
Seb just saw it. Yeah, he's got to be careful now. Walks forward. 3-3 pops the whole team. Seb, he's kind of in no man's land, but stops him. He found 9. Thompson trying to kill him off. Needed they can burst him in time, but look at all the heal. Are you kidding me? Able to lift through his body, trying to keep him alive. And the winner's curse kind of weirdly plays Seb. Not able to get that timber chain off to kill off 9. The runaway, they're still keeping the Saga under control. No tail starting to drop down low. Thompson goes for the jump away, but eventually they will beat him down. And in the meantime, 9 has been just keeping Seb out of this fight this whole time, and he lives through it all. Barely able to get out of that one. Back towards the rest of the fight. Thompson is now going toe-to-toe against Skinner. And they also have Sumail. The Thunder comes out, the right click spamming onto that Drow Ranger. And he's gonna try and run, but will he be able to get out? No TP, no TP cancel.
That was a beast play from Thompson at the end there, but like all of the lyrical, holy shit. Naga got him by everything. Saxo finds him, it's the best target. They drop Zeus out, they drop Finger, Hex, Stun, Timber Toss spells. He gets healed up by the mech pipe from staking, itemizing perfectly to save 9, plus some Abaddon heals, pumps the S string, and he lives throughout that fight.
That was wild.
How often do you hear like, guys, we lost a fight because we stunned the enemy Winter Wyvern for 7 seconds and we couldn't kill him. With a Zeus Timbersaw Finger lineup. Like, it makes no sense with this man. He's staying alive, and even while running, he randomly hits him and does a ton of damage. And all during that, you're focusing Winter Wyvern. Skinner is beating all of you up, and Tundra, they get a good fight. They get Roshan. My idea of the draft is completely exposed. I have no idea how they're winning this game, and they're just playing fantastically.
I mean, so here's the thing too, right? Like, you normally anticipate that you're going to be able to bring down that Wyvern. After that fight, 9 is level 19 right now, 2100 HP. And then on top of that, sitting with 17 armor. Like, it's sometimes these conceptions of how you think this hero is going to be able to live, it just ends up not being true. And 9 showing that this Witchblade build, getting that extra armor from it, and you know, obviously having all the heals on his team, he can tank through it. Really, really good stuff from Tundra, as they have again found a way to either A, outplay their draft, or B, they had the next level play and just understood that the draft was better. So one of the two is true.
And I think even the last fight, like we saw in Winter Wyvern, they're all focusing him. But if you focus a target in team fights, it sort of breaks your formation, and it might make you like have a really bad team fight because of said formation. 9, he got a really good Winter's Curse because they're all committing on him. Noto doing something really cool, sending illusions to both block the enemy ancients and kill the Bound Druid. You know, Tundra, they've been annoying all game, like all series, especially that game too, but I think Noto, he's been making those small little plays to eke out the advantage.
And now look at this, the smoke up, they find one, No Tail, Sumail, they're both there. Thinking it might be an illusion. The real one, Reflection's out now, looking for the chase, 3-3, spots out Sumail, but not gonna be able to connect. Now they have both Aegis and Meta ready to go. Six pushing in towards mid. Okay. Winter's Curse punching himself, but they're gonna back out. 9 might be in some trouble here. They don't want to go any further. So Song of the Siren down. Winter's Curse down. Thompson being a butthead, constantly spamming out these waves and making it feel impossible to come and pressure this.
Good. Together, slay together.
Seb did manage to get bottom tier 1, and he's putting a lot of pressure on bottom tier 2 during this. OG, they're just sort of waiting. They understand that they have this pressure on the map, so they're okay with just chilling a bit.
This has been Seb's place down here throughout most of the games. 3-3, gonna pop the ulti, goes for him. Roll Boulder, they got the lift up afterwards. Can the rest of OG catch any of these heroes on their way out? It doesn't look like it. So Seb, he's gonna have to give up his life for this one as the right clicks come scaling through with the Scotty to get the lift up. Oh, they can't purge it. Oh, because the other one's lifted and trying to get out of there, Seb? Nah, it's not gonna happen.
This is a first pick Terrorblade Lyrical. He's 3-0. He has over 10 CS. Sorry, he's 6-0. Has over 10 CS a minute as a first pick carry in the draft. I think he's against 5. I would say these are like the 5 best Terrorblade counters in the game, potentially. Maybe PL is better than Drow Ranger, but they're all up there. He's he's playing super well, and he's just executing every team plan.
Oh, they found Thompson again. Winner's curse. Look at him chunk him. Thompson didn't stand
There was a
a
mid hero
chance.
there, by the way.
That was, I mean, that's a Zeus at the end of the day, right? Like, oh man, they will catch Coddle.
He has Hood Mech. He's no joke. And Shadowblade up from 9. He has Night Vision. He has Shadowblade. We thought they couldn't catch heroes because they have no stuns, but if 9 just solos people, he solo killed Saksa bottom lane on his Lion. He's solo killing Zeus. He's just hunting everywhere.
Doing a ton of damage. And now, like, look at this. The entire map is open. I mean, obviously, OG have 2 heroes down, but they don't feel comfortable leaving their base, and now they're likely on Tundra going to try and get a bunch of map control. They are investing in these Blink Daggers, so both the Drow and the Terrorblade get one. Initiation feeling paramount in these fights. 30 seconds until Roche expires. There's the start of the fight. Seb, they've already popped the borrowed time, but the Sunder comes out afterwards. Seb gets caught by the Hurl Boulder 9, trying to survive through this one. Snakeing's there right on top of him. They get the Blinding Light pushback, and Seb trying to join with the rest of his team. The retreat is coming out, at least for the moment. There's a good blink away coming from the TB. They have Metamorphosis back up in 13 seconds, but again, you only have a little bit left. The age is about to expire right now. Chased away. Now, Fada brought down low. He's dead. No more Aegis. Gotta be careful. Jumps on top of Saksa, though. Finds that kill, and now they're trying to bring them down. Do they have enough for the kill? The Gust is there. Song of the Siren afterwards. Gonna have to cancel this one in a moment. Do they have enough? Meteor Hammer not gonna get it off. Oh, no! It didn't work, but can they bring him down in time? Skinner drop it down low. They eventually find the kill, but it's a triple kill for 9, who chases down Seb with 4 heroes left alive and only Seb on OG. He too is going to be in a world of hurt. They wiped them all. 9 is the real carry here.
And honestly, a rare misexecution. I didn't quite see if the Jawtons missed onto Wyvern or if Abaddon shielded at all, but they missed a Meteor Hammer after the sleep. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe Notel, he didn't have an obs to toggle the timing perfectly with. He doesn't transfer that, so maybe he overclicked or something. I don't know what happened. Anyways, 9, he gets a curse off onto Zeus and Drow Ranger, and basically 1v2s both of them. I mean, 3-3 was there hitting them, but they're like tickles compared to what 9 was doing to them. Wyvern, this hero's straight up looking broken. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how they can win this game unless Wyvern is a broken hero. But I don't think like anyone can play it. How 9 has moved this game, how he lanes, how he farms everything, it's so practiced. And I know this guy, he's actually spammed this hero in pubs, by the way. I think he went like 15-2. I'm surprised, like, no one is really playing this hero except for 9, and it's really proven clutch. He has a Kaya.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, he's going Kaya Sanj, the just be-all, end-all item nowadays. Oh, yeah, and again, back to that, like, misexecution there on the Meteor Hammer with the song. Like, we saw one of those earlier today, but you gotta keep in mind as viewers, like, they've been playing Dota now for 7.5 hours on OG. It takes it out of you when you have to play that first best of 3 and then go right into the best of 5, but at the same time, that's what separates people sometimes, and sometimes separates teams in these grand final situations. Gotta be able to win.
Yeah, and it is a bit of the upper bracket advantage that you get to watch your opponent play. 9, he's hunting. He has a Silver Edge, and he actually has 22.8 mana regen because of this Kai pickup, so he can stay in Arctic Burn permanently. He's just gonna run around with, he's 550 MS with the Silver Edge and just hunt anyone. Like, it's so hard to catch him. Like, how do you kill this guy when he's just moving around in the trees like this?
Yeah, it's impossible. It's feeling very, very rough, but we will see how this one goes. Oh, chase down. Saksa going to fall. That tier 2 tower now taking some extra damage. Tundra looks so good.
And they're already setting up. Like, 9, he's on the case. They take him top, they have control of that area. He's setting up bottom. He has a Silver Edge up again, and they're smoking to wrap around OG. This is very scary for OG here.
Radiant's top.
They realize it. They spot him. Jump forward. Winner's curse is on to Thompson, trying to lift through this. Do they have enough? Skinner, he centers his real carry. 9 brought down low, but the cold embrace trying to lift through it. rest of OG dropping like flies. Oh, they try and bring down 9. He's still living through this one. Fata got the shield. No Tail trying to run. Seb gonna pop that BKB, see if he can take down this pesky Wyvern, but he's just gonna have to TP out in the end. Unbelievable execution.
It's not done yet. He's
Tundra.
okay. So Mel, Link away. Wait, he's
Look at how
chasing
fast
him.
he is.
This is a speedy dragon
Guess
running
what's
across that. They could not kill him. Holy Locket came out, Abaddon Tears came out, Asunder came out, and he's just going in. It's unkillable.
Living again. They pop the
Skinner's
switch.
down.
Look at the push forward. Skinner, he finds him too. If you deal with the Wyvern, afterwards you gotta deal with the TB as the right clicks come through. Dead, no buyback on these heroes. 34 minutes in. The Tundra lineup hoping to find an opening here and go up in this series on match point. Double kill, no buybacks on anybody. Tundra taking the lead.
God, I love Dota. Like anytime something like this. Oh, Skinner, he's blinking in.
Oh, he's in trouble. Thompson got to back out. Ain't gonna be there. As it looks like they're gonna take down the tier 3 towers. The question is, do they try and go for it all? I mean, right now the buyback status is there because they only both, but they jump in. There's gonna be the winner's curse. The right click's coming through. Thompson will go down. He has buyback though, but they're going for the tier 4 tower. 40 seconds, no Timbersaw. The buyback comes from Thompson. He's gotta hold this all on his own for the moment. No friends nearby at all. 6 seconds still stops the Fata. It's healed back up again. All of the heals in the world. They're trying to finish this one right now. 4 seconds still drown 9. He won't die. They can't kill the Wyvern. Soxa ends up falling. They tried to blow it all up right there at the last second, but it wasn't enough. Is it really backing now? Oh, no. They're thinking about staying. I mean, oh, it's so tempting. This is that moment. You're looking for it all. You want to go to TI. They find Thompson broken. Jumps away. Still trying to live. Can they get him down? Yes, that's a dieback. And with that, Tundra are going to set their sights one last time on the Ancient. Another song. Can he hit the combo? Tread switch just one time for it. Will they get him? Skinner, he gets the blink away. No, it's not how it's supposed to go. They can't get it. And in the end, Tundra will go up in the series over OG. What a fabulous performance.
I'm absolutely fascinated, like flabbergasted that they could win this game. I love this about Dota because every time you think you understand something about this game, the draft, how hero matchups go,